What is up, everybody? Nick Fiore of FioriousNation on YouTube. This is the Forbidden Podcast, episode 17. Nick Fiore, co-host 1. Adam Carl, co-host number 2 on my right. Now, I know we're an hour late for this show. We were supposed to start at 9:30 an hour, but Adam Carl was running late, and then the problems now with Adam Carl with his camera. So we really apologize. I'm sorry about the delay and the difficulties with Adam Carl and his camera with his behalf. So I know we're an hour late, but hey, I guess it's better late than never, right? So guys, I know we're going live and we're going live an hour late. We were supposed to go live an hour ago, 9:30 instead of 10:30 here. So we apologize on that. So I hope you guys understand. So at least, but I mean, hey, at least again, better late than never, right? But Adam Carl, how are you doing, man? Despite everything with the
doing good,
and
doing good. This is the I think the last day of Ramadan. So,
yes.
So I'm getting ready for the feast tomorrow.
Nice.
And, getting
nice. So
ready with friends.
Yes.
I hope and looking forward to the show. Look forward to talk about some huge topics.
Yes, some AEW Revolution talks and WrestleMania. Does it feel like WrestleMania? As this guy is working on his camera, I know it's like not able to see him right now. I mean, I don't know. I mean, something wrong on his end, probably with the camera. So just bear with us. So we apologize on that.
Yeah.
As well. So I guess, I mean, again, better late than never. I guess doing the best of what you got. But I mean, stuff happens. So again, I know this is unusual, so we apologize on that. But we do have a lot. But despite everything here, we are alive and well to go live on episode 17 of FioriousNation's Forbidden Podcast, episode 17 here on YouTube for Thursday, March 19th of 2026. And we are less than a month away from WrestleMania, bro.
We're a month away. Yeah. As a matter of fact, we're March 19th, right?
Yeah, March 19th. So WrestleMania is April 18th, April 19th. So about like a month away, less than a month away.
Less than 30 days.
Yes. Absolutely. But we got WrestleMania talk about. Does it feel like Mania, especially with what we saw Monday on Raw with Oba Femi and Brock Lesnar. But we might as well talk about we'll talk about Monday Night Raw first here on the show for the channel for episode 17 today. But before we begin, hit the like on the video if you haven't yet. Helps in the YouTube algorithm and then the channel. Subscribe to FioriousNation as well and hit the bell for all notifications. And follow me on X at FiorioNick579, Adam Carl at Adam Carl 2005 on X as well. Instagram, Nicholas Fiore 2014, and Facebook, Nicholas Fiore 31, and TikTok at FioriousNation. So make sure you go do that as well. Follow me on those social media links as well, guys. So it'll be greatly appreciated. So we might as well begin. Episode 17. We were going to begin with, I guess, with AEW talk, but might as well talk about the Raw talk first and WWE talk for AEW talk, and stuff like that. Just talk about Femi Brock Lesnar, man. I will say this. I don't know what's been going on coming out of the chamber, but Raw, the past 3 Raws have actually not been bad coming out of the Elimination Chamber. Though SmackDown, I wish I could say the same. But Monday Night Raw, especially with Brock Lesnar, Oba Femi, bro, holy fucking shit. I'm so happy we're getting Oba and Brock at Mania. And where was Dave Meltzer saying that Brock and Oba wasn't going to happen at Mania or it wasn't 100% confirmed? Yeah, where is he now? Where is Mr. Meltzer now? Because Oba and Brock is official at WrestleMania, ladies and gentlemen. And this is the right way to go. Right here. Not Brock and LA Knight. Not Brock and Gunther. Brock and Oba. And they made the right decision going with this route versus Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania against Oba Femi. What do you think, man?
This was definitely the right move. This was the match that needed to happen for WrestleMania, for Brock Lesnar and for Oba Femi. This is exactly the type of match that WrestleMania needed.
Now, I don't want to hear the excuse, oh, it's too soon for Oba. It's too early. No, it's not. You strike while the iron is hot with Oba Femi. Is this a former, two-time NXT champion? He pretty much was the ruler, no pun intended, of NXT. He made that show his own. You strike while the iron is hot. And you want him to get over and have him be like the next big thing, no pun intended. I mean, Brock Lesnar was like the next big thing in Oba. I see a lot of that in Oba right now. And fun little fact, you remember when Brock Lesnar in 02 was coming up as a rookie, wrestling Hulk Hogan on SmackDown? It's crazy. Lesnar was the same age as Hogan in 02 now.
Yeah, this is why you needed to pull the trigger on Oba Femi in a big match like this, because what this company needs right now is youth. They need to trust in their future to carry this company for the next 10, 15 years.
They got that in Oba Femi. They got that in Trick Williams. They got that in Braun Breaker. They got that in Javon Evans. So Ruka when she gets called up. Ethan Page and Ricky Saints when they get called up. JC Jane when she gets called up. Blake Monroe when she gets called up. They have the future pieces to carry this company for years and years to come. Now things need to fall into place. And Oba is your guy. No questions asked. Just look at the reaction he got in San Antonio when it was Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins in the ring and the lights went out. And then you hear Oba's music. And that San Antonio crowd went fucking insane. Dude. And the segment was, now, before going into this, we had Seth Rollins and the Putties open the show. Again.
This again.
Why are we
still continuing?
And then he tosses them around like rag dolls. When you have Brock Lesnar, even knowing this shit sucks, yeah, you know what's up. If you know, you know.
Why are we still continuing this goofy, ridiculous mask storyline? Like literally, why is Seth Rollins still going around with these geeks?
I don't fucking know. I don't work for the company, but it's fucking silly. I mean, does Bruce Pritchard or does someone like Bruce in the back really watch the Power Rangers, bro? I guarantee someone in the back watches the Power Rangers, man, or is a fan of the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and the Putties.
Did he watch Batman Begins?
I don't know, but
it's he has the
Monday Night Raw. I can tell you that.
Yeah. Did he watch the Batman Begins and the League of Shadows? Bruce Wayne fighting in the League of Shadows or the League of Assassins.
But comparing the Raw Open from last week to this week was leagues better. Not a night and day.
At least Seth Rollins got a promo this time.
Yeah, and he finally spoke.
Yeah, instead of just
Paul
standing
Heyman
around
come
there.
out with Brock, and then Brock's yelling or screaming at the Putties, and then he gives him a suplex on the outside. He just destroys three of these goofballs in the masks.
Even Brock wasn't a fan of them. That's how you know they're bad.
I don't know if they're continuing this shit with the masked Putties until is Braun Breaker really going to be back in time for WrestleMania? Otherwise, what are we doing here with the Putties?
That's what they're hoping. Because why is this thing still continuing? Why is Seth Rollins brigading around with these goofballs in masks?
I heard someone on social media maybe come up with like, oh, what if it's not Braun Breaker? What if it's Chris Jericho? But he's still under AEW contract apparently, and he's frozen by Tony Khan.
I mean, unless Jericho can somehow work something when he gets out of his deal,
yeah.
Even then, that's
it all depends if Jericho is he really going to be for WrestleMania or not? He may not. He may or may not. If he's not, he may not be back in WWE until around SummerSlam.
I think that's where you could bring him back, SummerSlam.
Because who's to say he didn't ask Tony Khan for some time off last year? Absence makes the heart grow fonder, right? They say.
Yeah.
Maybe last year when he was last seen on AEW TV on April of last year, 2025, and who's to say he didn't ask Tony Khan for time off, and then Tony tacked that time to his deal.
Probably.
Unfortunately.
I mean, this was his last. I mean, because 2025 was meant to have been his last year in AEW. His contract was meant to have expired in December, midnight.
Yeah. And he's still under contract with AEW.
I guess, you can still work something out. I mean, it will be great. but it's impossible. I think it's unlikely we see Jericho at WrestleMania. I think the latest we see him is SummerSlam.
Yeah, and the thing is, like, if Jericho wasn't frozen by Tony, he would have been back by now, and maybe would have been Chris Jericho and LA Knight at WrestleMania, and now LA Knight's WrestleMania plans is up in the air. Who knows what they're doing with him? I don't know what they do with him at this point. Do you really care?
I don't know. Have a tag match against Austin Theory and Logan Paul?
And it all depends, really. If Braun Breaker's back in time, I think LA Knight's fucked. We get Breaker and Rollins if Breaker's back in time for Mania. Then what do you do with LA Knight at that point? Like him versus Logan Paul, we've been there, done that. LA Knight still feuding with the Vision? Come, please.
This is a feud that basically refuses to end. Among the sea of feuds in WWE and AEW that just refuse to end.
Yeah. So, I mean, I don't know if Braun Breaker's going to be back in time for WrestleMania. I hope, but if he's not, I could absolutely see Seth Rollins and LA Knight team up to face Logan Paul and Austin Theory of the Vision. If Braun Breaker's not back in time, but if Breaker's back in time, I think it's Breaker and Seth, and LA Knight is unfortunately shit out of luck. Like, what do you like? Do they put him in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal? That's a no, hard pass for me.
Who wants to be in the Andre the Giant Battle Royal?
You could put me in the Battle Royal, bro. It would mean nothing, and I could win it. It would mean nothing.
Like I could literally just sleep in the entire match. Wake up when there's only one guy left in the ring. Win the Battle Royal, and it will mean shit.
Exactly. But Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, going back to that, they set this up very, very nice. That crowd went nuts for Obafemi when he does this walk, and everyone's chanting, Oba, woo. And then the stare down when Brock and Oba in the ring. And then Seth Rollins is sitting there smiling with Oba's entrance. Even Seth, you could tell what the smile on Seth's face tells 1,000 words, right?
Right.
And then Brock Lesnar scaring Rollins out the ring. Lesnar turns around to run at Oba. Oba catches Brock up in the air like nothing, gives Lesnar the fall from grace. So much so that Michael Cole on commentary yelled, holy shit. Michael Cole on commentary actually yells, holy shit. And
the crowd reaction was huge. Obafemi got a huge reaction, giving the fall from grace to Lesnar.
Yeah. And then I think you see Brock telling Oba to put his foot on his chest, and he did. When Brock wants to show up to work, he shows up to work. And what was the report that Brock Lesnar didn't want to lose until his retirement match, and that Uncle Dave Meltzer said that Lesnar and Oba wasn't confirmed for WrestleMania? Yeah, sure thing. Sure thing. Dave Meltzer was exposed and made to look like an utter fool with this segment alone from Raw Monday.
Was it self-made?
Yep, self-made pro as well.
Yeah, self-made pro. They say
he didn't want to do jobs. Self-made pro were all made to look like fools. They were all exposed to made to be look like fucking idiots. Why would you even listen to them and take them seriously as credible at this point? They are nothing but full of shit. And they got so proven wrong, and they made to look like, and they got made to look like fucking dumbasses, bro. Seriously.
Yeah, Brock Lesnar. Yeah, he doesn't want to put people over, and yeah, here he is making Obafemi look like a legit monster.
Yeah, and then I think when Brock Lesnar rolled to the outside and he was smiling at Oba, and Oba shed a tear as well. You see Oba shedding a tear.
Yeah, because this is the biggest bit of his career so far. He's 27 years old. He's not done this wrestling thing for
kind of around the same age that Brock was in 2002 when he started as a rookie. He was like, when he debuted the Raw after WrestleMania 18, then he destroyed people in his path, and then he won King of the Ring and beat The Rock at SummerSlam in 2002 for the WWE title, which is still one of the greatest SummerSlams, by the way. With not even a year in the company, what was it, like 4 months in, and he was a WWE champion and beat The Rock at SummerSlam in Albany. I don't know how you feel. I see a lot of those comparison stuff from 02 Brock Lesnar to Obafemi. Like when Lesnar in 02 was labeled the next big thing. We could see a next big thing 2.0 in Obafemi. I could see that. I do see the comparisons.
I mean, you're not wrong comparing them. I mean, he always, he's got the size, he's got the charisma, the look, the in-ring skill.
the promos. He's very good on the mic.
Like he could like this is a guy you build a company around. This is what the company needs right now is youth.
He's your guy. No questions asked, bro.
Yeah.
I would not be surprised if he's the world champion by the end of next year.
And the crowd wants to see him too. I mean, they gave him a huge reaction.
Who knows? Maybe he's a world champion by the end of this year. Who the hell knows? But he's this red hot right now. And you keep that up. And yes, Oba needs to go over at Mania. No questions asked about that too. Lesnar is at a point in his career where he needs to put people over. And a loss to Oba does no damage to Brock. Like, Brock, honestly, is bulletproof, where he could lose and he would be fine. He's a made man. And Oba needs the rub at WrestleMania. Like, do you know what a win over Lesnar at Mania does for Oba Femi, bro? Like, if you thought Oba was over as fuck now, imagine he beats Lesnar at WrestleMania.
He would actually be a made man by that point. He would be a main eventer.
Like a new star created at that point if Oba goes over Brock at Mania. And no, Oba loses to Brock, then gets his win back in Minneapolis at SummerSlam and Brock retires there. No, you strike while the iron is hot right fucking now with Oba Femi. You strike while the iron is hot now. Oba needs to go over at WrestleMania. No ands, ifs, or buts. I don't want to hear any complaint saying, he needs to lose his first match to Brock and then get his win back at SummerSlam. No, that is the worst way to go about it. That is an awful move. Nobody wants that.
That's not how you build your future. You build your future by having them look like stars, and actually getting the rub by beating the legends.
Like, I literally see idiots on social media. Brock should win, and Oba shouldn't win his first match. It's too early. Have Brock win, then Oba in the story gets his win back from Brock in Minneapolis at SummerSlam. No. Brock wins at not Brock. Oba wins at WrestleMania. Oba Femi beats Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. That is the right way to go. I don't want to hear any fucking excuse to say that he shouldn't. He absolutely should. You strike while the iron is hot, because if he loses at Mania, then come SummerSlam, nobody's going to care.
Absolutely.
Anything to add to that, bro?
Nothing to add, really. I mean, you pretty much nailed it down.
Yeah.
And Brock Lesnar is not going to be there forever. I mean, if he's legitimately retiring at SummerSlam this year in Minneapolis, that you should be putting over the guys that you trust to carry this company for a long time beyond Lesnar.
Yeah, I mean, John Cena's not there. AJ Styles isn't there. And Brock Lesnar, I think, probably is next. And who knows? Maybe he doesn't retire at SummerSlam. I know John Cena said, late last year, that SummerSlam this year is Brock Lesnar's last hurrah. It may or may not. Do we really even, is it really a given that Brock's retiring this year at SummerSlam? He could very well retire at WrestleMania, for all we know.
I mean, it's possible, but, it's Brock Lesnar. If the money is right, he will definitely continue.
And does Gunther really need the rub to retire Brock? I don't think so. If anything, Oba deserves it and needs it more. If you do it with Gunther at SummerSlam against Brock, you do Oba, Lesnar, Mania, obviously, then Lesnar and Gunther at SummerSlam. Does Gunther really need to retire Brock Lesnar? Yes or no?
I mean, he doesn't. I would much rather somebody else get that rub, but seeing, what Gunther's plans might be for WrestleMania, I mean, he's going to have to need a big match. And
yeah, we're going to talk about that actually in a little bit. Gunther's plans are up in the air regarding Rey Mysterio's. He got at a fractured rib.
But, you're doing this career killer thing with Gunther, and you haven't done the match with Lesnar yet. So I guess, if Lesnar's going to retire soon, this is how you have him put over Gunther?
Probably, but then again, does Gunther really need to retire Brock, or would you rather give it to Oba, who could absolutely use that? Yes, the rub, but I think it would probably be a lot better off and a much bigger deal with Oba retiring Brock than Gunther retiring Brock. because Gunther is already like a made guy, retiring John Cena, and then AJ Styles and Goldberg. Like, does Gunther really need it, or would you rather give it to Oba? That would be a lot more impactful and a lot better off for it than Gunther, who doesn't, quite frankly, need it.
I mean, I'd rather somebody else. I mean, I'd much rather obviously Oba or maybe a Braun Breaker.
Even a guy like Rey Mysterio, when he retires, does Gunther really need to retire him, or would you rather like his son Dominik? Because I think Rey's been saying that when he's done wrestling, he wants his son to retire him and pass the mask.
I think it's gonna be Dominik that ends up retiring him.
I read some rumor. I doubt. Like I didn't see like I said. I don't know if it's a made up rumor. It probably is that Rey wants to duck Gunther at Mania because he doesn't want Gunther to retire him and he wants his son to retire him. I don't know how true that is. I don't think so. It's just a made up rumor, I'm sure. I've seen something online of that. I'm not sure if you've seen it.
Yeah, it's made up. It's wrestling media.
Saying that Rey Mysterio is injured with a fractured rib because he wants to avoid wrestling Gunther at Mania and being retired by Gunther with the career killer gimmick. I don't believe that at all.
Like, who's reporting it? Like, I love to know these people.
Yeah. Just like the other made-up story that Brock didn't want to put people over until his retirement match. I knew that was bullshit right from the word go. Like, you know what? It's like, oh, well, like with Brock Lesnar, oh, well, you know, he and Paul Heyman said Brock can't lose until his last ever match. Well, I'm sorry. Oh, wait. I mean, what? Did you know Brock and Heyman were part of the creative team, bro?
I didn't know.
Like, they don't get to come in and walk in and dictate what they should do, what they should be and shouldn't be doing. Like, this isn't Vince McMahon where he lets Brock Lesnar do whatever the fuck he wants. This is Triple H, and he's not Vince, where it's like Triple H, like there's the boundaries and you abide by them. Where Vince just let him do whatever he wants. Pretty much, but anyways, like Brock Lesnar, Obafemi, the right move, and I'm very happy we're getting this match and stuff. And I don't want to hear any excuses. This was the right fucking call. And they put up the graphics, so it is official for WrestleMania. And we got a WrestleMania attraction. Finally. Like, this is what WrestleMania season is all about. Oba and Brock. When we finally... I mean, going into the chamber, coming out of the Rumble, it's like, where's the WrestleMania hype? Where's the WrestleMania season? Like, where is it? I don't know how you feel. Are we slowly starting to get it? Because we now got Oba and Brock. We got Stephanie Vetker, Liv Morgan. We got Jade Cargill, Rhea Ripley. We got Cody Rhodes and Randy Orton, and his Orton's heel turn. We'll talk about that. We got CM Punk and Roman Reigns. And there's more to come as well, I'm sure. But what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, they're getting in the thick of things. I mean, they're definitely, they're putting the pieces together.
I mean, Triple H is known for his slow burns.
Yeah, but they're picking the pieces nicely.
Oh, no, and Dominik and Finn Balor. I cannot forget about that either. And they have their stuff going on. Which
Triple H, he does tend to take things, too long, if I'm honest.
Something needs to happen now, but we're finally slowly getting it.
I mean, I wish he would just, strike at the right time.
Yeah.
Not wait too long, but but we're still a month away, and things are picking up nicely.
Yeah. So that was the opener of Raw with Obafemi and Brock Lesnar and Seth Rollins, and also glad we're not getting Lesnar and Seth. That I have no interest in that. We've been there, done that at WrestleMania. So we got the match we want, Oba and Brock, and the fans want Oba and Brock, and they listen to the fans, which I'm glad they did. I'm glad Triple H listened to the fans that they wanted Oba and Brock. And I'm glad they didn't wait for this Lesnar Open Challenge till WrestleMania with Oba challenging a day off. That would have been awful. I'm glad they didn't do that either.
Yeah, I'm glad. That would have been the worst thing they could have done.
So they didn't wait on that. They did it now, which is the right call. So we finally get the match we want, and we get the attraction that WrestleMania needs. So good on WWE for that with Oba and Brock. And I don't care what anyone says, that's the match. So then we also got the rest of the Monday Night Raw. El Grande Americano, Nuevo. This is the Kaiser Americano, and then the original El Grande Americano.
Gracias.
We had the Kaiser Americano when Gable Americano tried this flying headbutt. And I think that metal piece that one of the Americanos has underneath the mask, and Kaiser won something involving that, and Kaiser Americano won. I don't know how you feel about this, bro. I wish, like, you know how a lot of feuds in AEW and WWE need to end? Like MFT's Wyatt 6 and Darby Allin and the Dogs over in AEW. And then El Grande Americano versus El Grande Americano. Am I in the minority? Am I the only one? Or do you feel this way too, that I really wish this El Grande shit ends? At least for Chad Gable.
They're so deep into this right now. I mean, we're a month away for WrestleMania. It's obviously, honestly, it's one of those feuds. I mean, I definitely wish we get an ending to it. Just if it means if we get Chad Gable back to his normal self.
Yeah.
It's just that, it's gonna last though until WrestleMania. I think they can still have that mask versus mask match.
We got 4 more weeks of this with this dude.
It's only been what, 2 months?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's only started in the Rumble. I can't say this feud has went on too long. It's not like the MFTs and the Wyatt 6.
Oh my god.
Or Tony Storm and Marina Shafir.
Oh my god. We're gonna talk about that, guys. Trust us, because we got a lot to say on that.
Yeah, it's not as bad as those because at least it's gonna get a good ending. At least we're gonna get Chad Gable back. And it's only the feud would have only been for 2 months.
I'm surprised we even got this first match between the two here on Raw this past Monday, then at WrestleMania. But it has to lead to mask versus mask. If it doesn't, what the fuck are we doing?
Yeah.
So we had El Grande Americano Kaiser went against Gable Americano.
I guess though you could have I guess this could be though, as well as a mask versus mask match, maybe have the Los Americanos banned from ringside.
You could.
Yeah, because they got involved and helped Kaiser win.
Probably.
So but this time around, Kaiser could beat Gable but he beats him clean this time.
Mm-hmm.
And he unmasks him.
We'll see what happens with that, but we then get a video package of Liv Morgan talking about the Judgment Day, how when she joined the Judgment Day, it was their plan all along to kick Finn Balor out, and said Balor thought he had it under control, but little did Balor know, I had plans of kicking him out anyway when I joined the Judgment Day, and Balor was on borrowed time. So I like that story aspect of this, and I'm glad they did that. And this was a good vignette with Liv Morgan talking about that with the story. What do you think? I like this.
Yeah, that was good. That was a good segment. I did like the explanation for kicking Finn Balor out of the Judgment Day.
Yeah.
And I know he tends to take it too long with his booking, but this was a nice reveal. The way Triple H booked it, it was a nice reveal.
Yeah.
And what Liv Morgan had, the intention she had ever since she joined the Judgment Day.
Yes.
So that was
Liv
nice.
Morgan's been doing good work too. I don't know if she wins the world title at WrestleMania, but we'll see. But this was a good vignette from Liv Morgan. So, and this is all but leading to Balor versus Dom at WrestleMania. And I think we see the Demon King at WrestleMania for the first time since, the last time the Demon King was seen the last time we saw the Demon King Finn Balor was WrestleMania 39 in 2023 in Los Angeles. I don't know why I was thinking Extreme Rules 2021 because that was awful. Remember?
That was terrible. Yeah, him losing, but because the turnbuckle exploded and he landed on his fucking crotch.
Yeah, that was so bad, bro. That was so bad, bro. But the last time Balor had the Demon King was WrestleMania 39 in Hell in a Cell against Edge. But I think we see the Demon King Finn Balor back versus Dominik Mysterio at WrestleMania. I think that's what they're going to do. Not regular Finn, but it's going to be Demon Finn. And then we had also on Monday Night Raw, and there was no Stone Cold Steve Austin, by the way, on 3/16 Monday Night Raw, by the way.
Sad.
But looking at the show, a good show we got Monday on Raw, did we really need Stone Cold, or just should we build towards our future? I think the latter.
Yeah, I mean, the show was fine even without Austin.
Like, if it's just a moment for Stone Cold, I don't blame Stone Cold for not wanting to be there. If you're going to bring him back on TV, have it be some kind of a story, which I think that's the reason why Stone Cold wasn't there. I can't blame him, honestly.
You can't fault him.
You know, I know Triple H loves his moments, but you can't just do the moment. I mean, the moments are not a bad thing, but you can't just have Stone Cold just for a pop. Maybe TKO's telling him to do this. Who knows? But
I think we also got on Monday. We got the women's IC title match with AJ Lee and
AJ Lee and Bayley. This was actually really good.
That was a fun match. Honestly, this was AJ Lee's best match since returning to the ring, if I'm honest.
And this is not the first time Bayley and AJ Lee fought. I think it was an episode of NXT Black and Gold somewhere in 2013. This is when Bayley was a babyface with the hugger gimmick and AJ Lee was a heel during her first reign as Divas champion. And AJ Lee won that match. It's still on YouTube. It was from Black and Gold NXT in 2013. So now this was the second time they fought, but no hugger Bayley. And AJ Lee's second run in the WWE company. But for the women's IC title, this was good. And they're also real life best friends, so that also helped. But this was a good match nonetheless. And there was one spot in the match where Bayley almost won. She had a Bayley to belly and almost won. And then she did an elbow drop, did Bayley in the ring. She missed. Well, before this, AJ Lee tried the Black Widow first time, but Bayley countered it into some kind of a side slam, which was nice. Bayley goes for a top rope elbow, misses. AJ Lee hits the Black Widow and eventually gets Bayley to tap out to the Black Widow. Really good stuff. And a nice, good first title defense for AJ Lee.
It was great. It was a great match. AJ looked good out there. She hasn't missed a beat.
And so did Bayley, who was at a recent AAA show, by the way, March 14th, by the way, Wrestling Flammer.
Yeah, for the women's title.
She got a nice pop there to Bayley.
Yeah, so quite the workhorse. She had 2 title matches in the span of 4 days.
Mm-hmm. She did.
Yeah. Shout out Bayley.
Yeah. Role model. I don't like that theme song though.
Yeah, it's terrible music.
Yeah. But after AJ Lee retained, we got Becky Lynch coming back, attacking AJ Lee or Bayley from behind.
It was AJ Lee who she attacked.
It was AJ Lee, thank you. So Becky Lynch is back. I figured she would be back following this match.
Yeah. I figured.
I don't know if we get Becky and AJ for the women's IC title again at Mania. We might. I don't know.
Honestly, from what it looks like, it looks like to be the Mania match.
Yeah. I don't know. I would rather Becky Lynch and Jessica Carr and AJ Lee versus like Roxanne Perez. I think there's a nice story there with AJ and Roxanne. And all depends, honestly, maybe if Roxanne Perez is back in time because she's dealing with something right now.
I think she had to have a mass removed from her back.
Yeah.
Some kind of a back injury.
Yep, but hopefully she's back in time before Mania. We'll see.
Yeah, with Becky and AJ, I think we kind of expected it. She had to show up at some point.
Yeah.
Well, depends, if it's gonna be the WrestleMania match. I still think really it's the WrestleMania match. Becky gets her win back.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, if they do that, I could see Becky winning it back. That's if unless AJ's staying around longer, but I don't see it. Maybe take some time off until like around SummerSlam, but we'll see what happens, man. But I mean, if Roxanne Perez probably is back in time for before Mania, I would say maybe we do AJ and Becky for the IC title in a rematch in Madison Square Garden Monday Night Raw, which I will be at, by the way, March 30th. It should be a stacked show, so hopefully it's better than the Raw and MSG from March last year, because the one last year in March was not that good outside of the ending. But we'll see. But Becky Lynch is back. suspected it. We'll see what the Becky's and AJ's destination is for WrestleMania 42. And speaking of IC title matches, we got a Penta IC title defense against Dragon Lee. This was a banger. And shout out to Dragon Lee as well. You mentioned shout out to Bailey, bro. Shout out to Dragon Lee, man. He's so fucking good. Like, his suicide dive is something else, man. When he did the dive and then he landed, how he does the dive and suicide dive, the tope, and then he lands on the announce table, man. It looks crazy every time he does it, man. I'm surprised he doesn't get hurt too much after. I mean, this was a really, really good match between Penta and Dragon Lee, man. And Penta retains, where Dragon Lee tried the Operation Dragon. That's where he does a head scissor, kind of a reverse DDT takedown. That's calls it Operation Dragon. Penta reversed out of it and turned it into a very smooth and nice and clean Mexican destroyer, man. And that was enough for Penta to retain, man. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, that was an excellent match. And Dragon Lee, I was like, yeah, ever since he was paired with AJ Styles, it has definitely elevated Dragon Lee to that next level on Raw.
Yeah, he's even doing AJ Styles Clash finishing move.
Yeah. Yeah, so yeah, Dragon Lee, he's been elevated a lot. Working with AJ, working with Gunther. It definitely feels like a big deal now.
Absolutely.
And with Penta, that was an amazing match. This is why the IC title needed to go to Penta.
At first, I was thinking Dom and Balor at WrestleMania for the IC title, but then the more I thought about it, it doesn't need the IC title. In fact, it would feel lost in that feud at WrestleMania. The title off Dom and on Penta, the Raw to the Chamber, was the right move, and you see why. The Intercontinental Championship is the workhorse title. Did Dominik Mysterio do anything with it outside of a hiccup with John Cena last year?
No.
He didn't even defend it. And now you see it defended again with Penta. I don't know if we see a multi-man match at WrestleMania for the IC title. I would hope not. I would hope Penta and Javon Evans one-on-one. That's just my personal preference. But a few weeks in as Penta's IC champion, he's doing some good stuff.
He's been doing amazing.
Dominik in a good match for the title. Beat Dragon Lee to retain. I'm liking what Penta's doing with the IC title, and he's also a future piece of the company and over as fuck. Sells a lot of merch. He's one of their good, well-booked guys on Monday Night Raw. And he's still over. It's Penta, so I'm liking what he's doing. I don't think we lead to Penta versus Rey Fenix for the IC title at Mania. I don't think so, but
unfortunately.
Yeah. Poor Rey Fenix. But Penta and Dragon Lee, this was some good stuff. One of the best things on Monday Night Raw, hands down. We also had on the show. I'm sorry, where's the pillow for Maxine Dupree and Natty? Yeah, moving on.
Yeah, here's another feud. There's another feud that has lasted way too long. There's another feud that has dragged on and just doesn't end. Yeah. Seriously, bro. What is it with these companies and their obsession with feuds that nobody wants to see?
And that doesn't end, apparently. And Natty Neidhart, by the way, bro, won with the sharpshooter, as if anyone cared.
Yeah, riveting television.
Why is this on the screen, on our television screen, Natty and Maxine? Why? Maxine Dupree won the women's IC title. Now you squander that momentum to have her feud, and you put her in a feud with Natty that nobody gives a fuck about. Oh, but it's Bloodsport, Natty. Really?
What's the difference feuding with Bloodsport Natty and regular Natty?
Oh, but it's not Natalia, it's Natty. You're talking about Natalia, it's Natty. Who cares? What's the difference?
There is no difference.
My God, man. Can we end this feud, dude?
I wish.
Like the Wyatt Six and the MFTs, and the Dogs and Darby Allin, and Marina Shafir and Tony Storm. Like, there's no expiration date on these feuds. End them.
Like, they're not over with the fans. Like,
It's
nobody
not-
wants to see this.
Fans don't care. It's not working.
Oh my god.
Like, what are we doing?
I don't get it, bro.
Holy shit. Like, Maxine Dupree goes from IC champion feuding with Becky Lynch. Then their later matches get worse, and now Maxine's feuding with Natty. Yeah. I don't care. We're not wasting much time on this at all with Natty and Maxine. Moving on, as you would say, bro, right? Moving on.
Yeah, moving on.
We then go to, speaking of also moving on, Grayson Waller and Kofi Kingston backstage with Javon Evans, and Kingston trying to get Javon Evans probably in the New Day. Then Danhausen backstage, and he puts a curse on Grayson Waller. And Kofi and Grayson going at it about who's cursed, you're cursed. Whatever.
Even Danhausen did not want to see Javon Evans in the New Day.
Yeah.
Like, making sure that
what are we doing with this, dude?
Like what are we doing with the story? With, Kofi wants Javon to join the New Day. Like, on no planet.
And Danhausen in the segment even appeared to pitch himself as a replacement for Xavier Woods in the New Day.
Yeah.
Sorry, Danhausen. Never going to happen. Like, what is this shit, dude?
It's basically filler. I mean, Danhausen is
comedy.
Great. Yeah, Danhausen is great, but that's the best we can do. The New Day.
Yeah.
I still want to know why the New Day is still a thing.
Thank God for the New Day.
Yeah, and thank God for the remote control that was sitting with me.
Yeah, you don't say, bro. Another thing I'd wish they'd end, the New Day and Grayson Waller. Awful. We also got Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vetcare one-on-one. Your thoughts?
I guess it was an okay match.
Why did we need this match on the show? No disrespect to Stephanie Vetcare and no disrespect to Raquel Rodriguez, but how many times have they fought?
I guess they needed to further the Liv Morgan, Roxanne Perez, Raquel Rodriguez storyline.
And then they add Io Sky in this thing, dude, where she tries to even the odds, and then she gets pushed over the announce table by Raquel Rodriguez. And Stephanie Vetcare beats Raquel Rodriguez with some kind of roll-up pin with a bridge on Raquel's legs, and Stephanie won. What did this really do?
Nothing.
And are we really adding are we adding Io Sky in this thing with Liv Morgan and Raquel Rodriguez and Stephanie Vetcare too, bro? Like, what are we doing with Io Sky at WrestleMania? Apparently, Asuka and Io Sky is rumored at WrestleMania with Kairi Sane involved. I kind of hope that's still the plan. Like, Io Sky in a women's world title match, like I love Io Sky, but it just feels random.
Honestly, does Raquel Rodriguez and Io Sky scream WrestleMania? Doesn't. It just doesn't.
No. Or I'm hearing Raquel versus Io at Mania. That is not WrestleMania worthy.
It's not like Io Sky deserves a bigger match. Like, no hate towards Raquel. She's done excellent work. But she's not the opponent for Io for WrestleMania. It doesn't scream WrestleMania.
No. No, it doesn't. I hope it's Io, Asuka, and Kairi at Mania. I honestly hope so. We'll see what happens, but do they even add Raquel to the Liv and Stephanie match? Probably not. I think if anything, with Stephanie and Liv at Mania, I think it probably adds to the layers to the story of Liv and Raquel. I think one of them after Mania gets kicked out of Judgment Day.
It's probably more likely Raquel Rodriguez.
Yeah, I could probably see Raquel get kicked out. If anything, I think if Stephanie retains, then I think Raquel accidentally cost Liv the title at Mania, and that leads to Raquel being kicked out of Judgment Day on Raw after Mania. I could see it. So Liv Morgan may or may not win the title at Mania, or maybe she does. Who knows? Or maybe Raquel factors into Liv being screwed out of the title at Mania. We'll see. But I think it's probably more leading to that. I think probably you think that too.
Yeah.
So we'll see. They also booked for Raw next week. I think Roman Reigns. I think Roman Reigns is going to be in Boston next week. Raw next week's apparently in Boston, March 23rd. Yeah, I think, Roman Reigns is there. They have LA Knight and Austin Theory versus the Usos for the World Tag Team titles. You excited about that?
I'm so pumped up for this match that nobody ever.
Oh, come on, bro. You're pumped up for that.
And the fridge in my house is also cold.
Usos versus The Vision. I'm actually glad we're not getting this at WrestleMania. That would have been terrible. You know?
Exactly. Like this, this is a match that this should not be even considered for WrestleMania.
Yeah. Do we get new World Tag Team Champions next week, bro? Or do we see LA Knight get involved? Another feud that doesn't want to seem to end. LA Knight versus Division. Oh, stop complaining. It's not that bad. Stop your complaining about LA Knight always feuding with Division. Stop your moaning and bitching and complaining. End it.
Please.
How long has LA Knight been feuding with Division now? Like a year?
He's been feuding with them since the summer.
So fucking what? It's just less than a year. End it.
It's not good. It would have helped if it was actually entertaining, but it's not. And we've seen the match like how many times?
And with Braun Breaker out and Bronson Reed out, honestly, the Vision is cursed and dead. Just end the group.
And like, well, how many times we saw LA Knight versus Braun Breaker, LA Knight Austin Theory, LA Knight and Bronson Reed, Logan Paul and Austin Theory against the Usos, Bronson and Braun Breaker against the Usos. How many combinations of these matches did we get for the past year?
Yeah.
Or Seth Rollins versus the Usos, or Seth Rollins versus LA Knight. How many combinations of these matches we get?
LA Knight and the Usos first division.
Yeah, when Seth Rollins was in the group as the leader. Like how many times we've seen it? How many combinations of matches have we seen with all these guys combined?
But we have the World Tag Team title match next week booked for Raw in Boston, Massachusetts. I think we got Brock Lesnar, I'm sure, showing up in Roman Reigns. At least one of them. I would not be surprised if both are there.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be Roman.
Yeah,
I think we see both of them though at MSG.
Yeah, they're both gonna be at MSG, no questions asked. Both Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar. So the Raw and MSG though in 2 weeks should be a stacked show. I just hope it's better than the one from last March because the one last March was not good. And I was at the one last year. That was where he had CM Punk, Seth Rollins in a steel cage where Roman Reigns came out. That was the only good part of that Raw, where he had like Cody Rhodes there and Io, Bianca, and Rhea. You had Bayley versus Raquel, I think. But that Raw last year in MSG in March last year wasn't that good. I just hope the one this March is better than the one last year at this point. But we'll see. With the ending of Raw this past Monday, Roman Reigns and CM Punk promo. Roman basically called CM Punk old. And then Roman got punched down to the ground by Punk. I will say this. This is no knock on CM Punk. No knock on Roman Reigns. Their first two promos were very good. This promo was not that good. It felt like they kind of just... With their third promo, it kind of like they didn't go down, but didn't advance. It's like they didn't really take it to the next level yet for the WrestleMania build. I don't know how you feel about it. Genuinely, that's how I feel about it. This promo was not that good.
honestly, in comparison to the last two promos that they cut, and even especially compared to the last one where Punk mentioned Sika, Roman's father, got arrested. So
where he told Roman that he was going to bury Roman at Mania and bury him next to his dead father.
I think in comparison to those segments, it felt like the weakest one.
It really did.
Like if it was the weakest, so like I get what they're going for. The narrative. CM Punk. He sees AJ Styles. He's seen John Cena. His peers. Retire. And Punk. He can still go. He's still great. He's been a great world champion. He himself. Could retire very soon. Because as they say, Father Time is undefeated, and Punk. He's facing the harsh reality that Father Time is undefeated, and he's trying to beat it for as long as he can. So I actually from a narrative wise, I actually like that part of the story, Roman getting under Punk's skin. From a promo standpoint, though, I mean, it definitely felt weak because CM Punk, he mentioned Roman's father, right? Is it?
Yeah.
Sika, he mentioned Roman's dad. I think Roman needed to say something far more personal to Punk to get back at him. Yeah, he needed something.
Mention Larry.
He definitely. Yeah, I think he needed to say something to get to as they hit back at Punk mentioning his father. He could have said something more personal.
Or one of them makes the other bleed, something like that.
Yeah, to get it more personal.
That's what they should have done. We got nothing.
Like saying you're old, like that's his comeback after honestly, bro. If somebody
that's second grade talk. Oh, you're old.
Yeah,
what the hell is that?
Like, bro. If somebody brought up your father, let's say God forbid he's dead. Let's say they brought up your father in a promo, and they said they would bury you next to him. Like what? Like, would you say your quote in the next promo? Would you say you're old, or would you beat the shit out of them?
I beat their ass.
Yeah,
I legit beat their ass to a bloody pulp.
Yeah, but this definitely felt weak.
Very weak.
Yeah,
and they did not come out swinging at all with this. It almost like you're up to bat, strike one, strike two, strike three, and then you get an out. That's what this felt like.
Yeah. This segment felt weak, especially in comparison to the other two segments that we've done with them. Maybe they do better the next time.
We'll see. They I hope so, and they better. Because I really hope this feud is not starting to lose steam. And yeah, we got Cody and Randy now for WrestleMania compared with Roman and Punk, but I just hope just because we got Cody and Randy's a heel, I really hope and pray that Roman and Punk doesn't start to lose steam, because their first two promos was really good. I hope what we got Monday is not the start of the losing steam. So they got to do something.
They got to make it.
Punk. They got to do something. But other than that, there was a lot of good talking points of Raw. I thought Raw was very good Monday night. And I don't know what's been going on with Raw, dude. Coming out of the Elimination Chamber, the past three Raws have actually been pretty solid.
They're building nicely to WrestleMania. They're building nicely.
SmackDown, though, I wish I could say the same.
Yeah,
we'll talk about that, but apparently other news coming out of Raw. Gunther's WrestleMania plan is up in the air. Apparently, sources indicate a body slam that Gunther's feud with Dragon Lee was supposed to set up a program with Rey Mysterio going into Gunther versus Rey Mysterio at WrestleMania, but apparently Rey Mysterio suffered some fractured rib injury and he's not cleared yet. And apparently with Mysterio suffering a rib injury before the Royal Rumble, that Gunther's WrestleMania plans and direction changed. And it's now currently unknown if Gunther will even compete at WrestleMania unless Rey Mysterio is medically cleared in time. And now, so Gunther may not be on Mania altogether if Rey's not back in time. I hope he is back in time at this point. Because Gunther hasn't been seen in 2 weeks now. By the
I
way,
think Gunther still makes WrestleMania. I think it would be ludicrous if Gunther gets left off of WrestleMania.
and you can't. And with Ray and with the injuries the WWE's had, man. I mean, the original plan, Seth and Roman and Punk and Cody, the original Mania plans with those two world title matches for WrestleMania 42, bro. Imagine if Seth didn't get hurt. But even with that and the world title plans now for Mania, it's still just as solid. But with Gunther, man, I mean, the injuries with Rey Mysterio and other people, just when you have so many injuries, just some people get shit out of luck, man. Gunther may be shit out of luck for WrestleMania, and I hope it's not. It would be a shame if he is because of Rey Mysterio getting injured. It's just, and the injury, nobody anything can do about it. Nobody at fault with the injuries. It's just, it happens, but it sucks. It sucks that Ray got hurt. And I just hope and pray he's back in time. Because Gunther, it's ridiculous to leave him off the card. And if he's, and the injuries may be to blame for Gunther off the card. And I mean, Gunther and the Andre the Giant Battle Royal, please no. I mean, it just, again, it sucks that Rey Mysterio got injured. I just hope he's back in time for Mania. Because Gunther, you're not going to leave him off the card. Or maybe I got an idea. 2 ideas, actually. What do you think of this? If Rey Mysterio's not back in time for WrestleMania against Gunther, 1 or 2 backup options for Gunther at WrestleMania. A, another match with Dragon Lee, and Dragon Lee wants his win back or wants to get revenge because he still wants to fight for AJ. Or if he's not, doesn't wrestle Penta for the IC title at Mania, Javon Evans, didn't he look up to AJ Styles and wants to fight for his heroes to get back at Gunther?
Yeah.
You could probably do one of those. You have Gunther and Javon Evans, or Gunther and Dragon Lee Part 2. Or actually a third backup. I think Jason Solomon, the Solomon Monster, shout out to Solomon Monster, by the way. He's mentioned this before on X and on YouTube as well. You know, Ilya Dragunov on SmackDown is saying no to Carmelo Hayes with a U.S. title match with the U.S. Open Challenge, saying that he hasn't won and he's got to win first in order to get another U.S. title match again against Carmelo Hayes. What if Ilya Dragunov from SmackDown goes to Nick Aldis, asks permission to go to Raw to wrestle Gunther at WrestleMania, and we get Gunther and Ilya Dragunov Raw vs. SmackDown match at WrestleMania?
That would be great. That's actually a great story there.
And there's a history there. And even if Gunther lost to Ilya, Gunther, though, I don't know. Gunther, career killer, he shouldn't lose, period, this year. Maybe unless it's Ilya Dragunov. I don't know what you think of that, bro. If we get Gunther and Ilya at Mania, does Ilya win or should Gunther win if we get the match? Because I think that would be a very nice third backup plan.
I would say have Ilya win. I wouldn't have it.
I actually love that idea, and I don't mind that at all. And shout out to Sal Monster with that, by the way.
I mean, I wouldn't mind it.
You know, because I mean, that's if we get Ilya and Carmelo. That I'm liking their story. Maybe we get that. Maybe we get Ilya go to Raw against Gunther, because that's if Rey Mysterio's not back in time. But Gunther and Ilya Dragunov, I don't hate that at all. And there's a big history between the two. And I don't think they fought one-on-one yet on the main roster either. They fought in NXT UK, but not on the main roster yet, I don't think.
Yeah.
So if they fight each other at WrestleMania, Gunther and Ilya Dragunov, that'd be the first time they've ever fought on the main roster. And again, like I said, there's a big history where when Gunther was NXT UK champion, when he was Walter, right? Or as you say, Walter.
Walter.
Yeah, Walter in NXT UK. He was NXT UK champion for many, many days. He was his dominant NXT UK champion. Then at NXT TakeOver 36 at the Performance Center in Orlando, Florida, Ilya Dragunov was the one to slay the monster, Gunther, slay the beast, Gunther, took the NXT UK title off him. And I think he was the first one to ever beat Gunther. Yeah, there was a TKO technical submission way that he won. Like, he puts Gunther in a sleeper and gets Gunther to tap out eventually. That's how Dragunov, I think he was the first one to actually beat Gunther in WWE when he was Walter.
Yeah. I think
So
he
there's
made
a
him
big
tap,
issue
too.
there. Go ahead.
He made him tap too.
Yeah, I made him tap. I had him in a sleeper, and Gunther, I think he just did that and like a TKO technical submission knockout, and Ilya won the NXT UK title. It was great. And that was TakeOver 36 in August 2021 too. I watched that. It was a banger. And Ilya and Gunther are very like evenly matched, like both one and the same. How Gunther, how great he is and doesn't have a bad match. Ilya the same thing. He's the equivalent, like equal to Gunther. And with the history there with Ilya and Gunther, and you could have Ilya beat Gunther at Mania, and Ilya then proves that he can get another shot at Carmelo Hayes in the U.S. title again. I think that's a great story to that. I would actually do that at WrestleMania, Ilya and Gunther instead of Ilya and Carmelo. I would actually love that idea. Actually, now that we're talking about it, I'm sure you probably feel the same way. Yeah, it's Raw versus SmackDown, but if there's a story, then I'm okay with it. I'm sure
it makes storyline sense because Gunther, you know, he's on this career killer run and he has the most heat out of anyone on the roster.
Yes,
the core roster, because you know a lot of these core rosters they looked up to people like John Cena and AJ Styles, and they want to avenge them. And we have Dragunov, you know, can be one of those guys that tries to avenge Cena, avenge AJ.
Yeah, Ilya.
Add on to you add more to his story with Gunther. Dates back years.
And Ilya beating Gunther, by the way, is believable.
Yeah.
It's very believable. But do they have Gunther show up on SmackDown to attack Ilya from behind backstage and we set up that match that way? I don't know how you feel about that, but I think Gunther and Ilya is the way to go for WrestleMania.
As in case Rey Mysterio doesn't get cleared, then you book Gunther and Dragunov, and that can honestly be the show stealer for WrestleMania. Put these guys in front of 50,000 people
in Las Vegas.
Yeah,
I don't think they'll get 50,000 though, but they did lower the nosebleed prices recently. But I don't know if they'll sell 50,000 for WrestleMania both nights. I think they're close to 40,000.
I think they'll get 50,000. I still think.
We'll see. But yeah, if Rey Mysterio's not back in time, I would absolutely do Gunther and Ilya Dragunov for sure. So, well, now if we get Ilya Gunther, what does that leave for Carmelo Hayes at WrestleMania? Trick Williams? I would love that actually. I would love to see Melo and Trick, and there's again history there. Just like Gunther and Ilya have history, Trick and Melo have history too. I would not mind that either. So we'll see. We'll see. And it all depends on Rey Mysterio's status for WrestleMania. But anything happens with that, we'll keep you guys posted. Other Raw news, I think Dominik Mysterio suffered some kind of concussion at AAA Rey De Reyes. This was this past Saturday. I think Dominik should be fine, though, going into Mania with the match with Balor. I think he should be fine.
I haven't heard anything about concussion.
Yeah, or some kind of head injury, but
but he should. But hopefully he's all right. I mean, it's coming from who was this report from? The Observer.
I think so. Yeah, take it with a grain of salt.
Yeah. Unfortunately, there was the one injury that was confirmed on that same AAA show was Santos Escobar.
Torn tricep surgery. He's going to be out for months, and he just came back, bro. This sucks.
Yeah, if you see the match, he was Santos. He was moving. Honestly, initially, what I would look like, he was moving so weird.
Yeah,
like nobody knew what happened. Like, I think there was even like theories that he showed up intoxicated,
and
he was on something, and that's why he was moving around weird, selling weird.
But Santos
I didn't think so.
Came back, and now he's hurt.
I didn't think he was intoxicated or anything like that, but something was definitely wrong.
And apparently, the torn tricep had to get surgery. Well, I think today he got surgery.
Yeah, he just got surgery.
Just got surgery.
he just got surgery this weekend. So yeah, makes sense as to why he wasn't moving around well in his match. Yeah, it sucks because he's in a feud with Dr. Wagner Jr.
Yeah.
He's in a feud with him.
And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think it was last week or 2 weeks ago on SmackDown, a U.S. title open challenge, Dr. Wagner Jr. versus Carmelo Hayes for the United States Championship.
Yeah.
Can we get Santos Escobar back on SmackDown TV, wrestle Carmelo Hayes for the U.S. title? I would love that.
I honestly love that too. It's a shame after what happened with Santos. He just resigned too back in October.
Yeah, and he's back he's back with WWE under AAA since the beginning of this year, and he looks great. Nice haircut. He looks fucking great. And he just comes back, and then he's hurt. That's a shame. Just bad timing, bad luck for Santos, man. Yeah. And like you said, just signed a new deal and stuff. I feel bad for him. I just hope he has a healthy, speedy recovery, man. The Santos Escobar. Just a shame all around. And also, speaking of Santos, there was a rumor that he was moved to the alumni WWE section, and that apparently that became a rumor killer that he's not gone. He's still there. That was just like a typo. How he was.
Yeah, I think like people thought he was fired.
Yeah, that was the bullshit rumor. That all turned out to be BS. By the way, just like this other BS rumor.
He's been in the alumni section since October. They haven't moved him away from it, even though he's had a new deal.
He's still with the company. He signed a new deal. He's just not back on TV yet, on WWE TV yet, on SmackDown. But he's not released. He's still with the company. So that was a rumor killer right there. Just like this other rumor killer that Tyra Mae Steele was said that she was released by WWE, but she's still there apparently. She also had to go online and said that she's not gone. She's not released. She's still employed. And Tyra Mae Steele, by the way, is with the Evolve brand, I think.
Yeah, I think she tweeted out something about having a dream or a nightmare.
Yeah.
And then people thought that she was released.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know what.
Go ahead.
Like, I don't know. Like, this is suddenly what people assume people get fired for if they assume they have a dream or a nightmare in their sleep.
Is it something someone made is it something that someone made up just to get attention or clicks? I think so.
Yeah.
Everyone wants to pretend to be a journalist, right? When they have no sources.
Yeah.
Terrible. But Tyra Mae Steele debunks the rumors. She's still with the company. She's not going anywhere.
She should be fired for tweeting about having a dream on X.
It almost seemed like a Martin Luther King tweet. I had a dream.
Yeah. Like she should be fired over it. I don't know who made up that rumor, but they clearly tried to get headlines.
Maybe Ibu of Self-Made Pro. Who?
Maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, that clown. Those clowns over there. I do want to bring this up, though. Speaking of WWE, continuing the WWE stuff, Davey Coates, he recently passed away. A longtime WWE production veteran, Davey Coates, sadly passed away recently. And I can pull up a tweet that I think, if I can find the tweet, and others tweeted about like days ago on X about how great Davey Coates was with WWE production. I think Triple H even said something along the lines of, he tweeted 4 days ago, learned of the sad news of Davey Coates passing. Davey was WWE's international touring manager and was largely responsible for making all international shows, large and small, happen. He ensured our wrestling rings got to the most remote corners of the world. Our backstage ran smoothly and always took great care and personal pride in assisting our NXT UK talent at the UK Performance Center. Dave sent me this photo some years ago, another memory from an international tour 30 years ago. The thoughts of our crew, our talent, and the entire WWE family are with his family today. See you down the road, Davey. Catch you at the next gig. Rest in peace to Davey Coates, and sending my prayers and thoughts and condolences to Davey Coates' friends and family and those who were touched by him.
Yeah, my thoughts and prayers go out to him and his family. And my thoughts and prayers go out especially to the people he worked for in WWE.
You worked there for years as well.
It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate to see, people that, respected and loved, be taken away so soon from this world.
Yeah.
It's a shame.
So my prayers and condolences go out to the Coates family, and rest in peace, Davey Coates. He had a heck of a career, and thank you with everything you've given us. And apparently he was also said he was part of with the NXT UK brand, and how great NXT UK was before the pandemic hit. Man, that was something special. Yeah, like you had Tony Storm, you had Pete Dunne, Walter, Imperium, Kaylee Ray, Jordan Devlin, now JD McDonough on Raw on the Judgment Day, Tony Storm, I mentioned Rhea Ripley, Piper Niven, Zaya Brookside, Jenny as well. You had the Mark Andrews and Flash Morgan Webster as well. Danny Luna. You had Aoife Valkyrie, now Lyra Valkyria on Monday Night Raw. You had her as well. You had Miko Satomura, Isla Dawn.
Ray.
Who?
Kaylee Ray.
Yep, Kaylee Ray, now Alba Fire on SmackDown with the Secret Hervis. Man, I missed that Kaylee Ray. If Alba Fire was Kaylee Ray again on SmackDown, we'd have a damn good heel on SmackDown. She was great as a heel in NXT UK. And her feud with Tony Storm, really, really good stuff. And then you had like Tyler Bate over there. You had Trent Seven. The grizzled young veterans and Gallus, remember them? Zach Gibson and James Drake.
Yeah, those guys.
They're in AEW Ring of Honor doing fuck all. Are the Zach Gibson and James Drake, man. Such a great tag team, and they're not doing shit in AEW.
They're not even on AEW television.
They're on fucking Ring of Honor. The kiss of death. Terrible. But rest in peace to Davey Coates. Sending my prayers to him and his family. We also got other news. AJ Styles was recently spotted training with current AEW wrestler Anthony Ogogo. Remember him?
He's with the infantry.
Who?
Yeah, those jobbers in Ring of Honor.
Yeah, scrubs. Now, do you think this really means anything, AJ Styles? Is he going to AEW, or I don't know if this means anything?
No. AJ just signed a new contract. I think it's safe to say he's never going to go to AEW. Although I could see him be training with some AEW guys, it's not like he'll be banned from doing so.
Yeah,
but yeah, I'm guessing he's just he wants to help out the younger talent, regardless of which company they're in.
Yeah,
I do wonder though if AJ, maybe he's talking to Anthony about potentially helping him get signed eventually to WWE, whatever his AEW deal works out.
Could be.
You never know.
Yeah. And Anthony Ogogo, I think, wrestled Cody Rhodes, correct me if I'm wrong, in 2021, I think. Was it like Double or Nothing?
Yeah.
That was when Cody was still with AEW, a year before he returned to WWE, I think. And Cody Rhodes was trying to get Anthony Ogogo over. And the build wasn't that good, but the match was actually not bad.
Yeah.
So we'll see with AJ Styles and Anthony Ogogo. I don't know if it leads to anything, but we'll keep you guys posted on that if anything happens. They also mentioned Io Sky's potential Mania plans. Could be Raquel, could be Asuka and Kyrie involved. I hope it's Asuka and Kyrie, honestly, with Io, and there's more of a better story with that than Io and Raquel. and where you do Io, Asuka, and Kairi make it a triple threat at WrestleMania. You have a story where Kairi has to choose either Asuka or Io. Kairi saying and Io Sky are real life best friends, and have Kairi choose Io, then Asuka turns on Kairi. I think honestly that's the better way to go about it instead of Io and Raquel. Just Io and Raquel feels random and there's no story. And it's not really WrestleMania worthy, like we said earlier in this video. And this is no knock on Raquel by any means. She's come a long way, but Io and Raquel does not scream WrestleMania. I'm sorry. I hope it's Io, Asuka, and Kairi. I hope that's a direction. Instead of Asuka and Kairi and Tag Team Vortex, I don't want to see that. The women's tag titles at WrestleMania, who wants to see that?
Legitimate.
So we'll see. We also have Saturday night's main event scheduled for late May. I think it's looking at the calendar. May 23rd in Tennessee. Saturday night's main event is apparently scheduled. And I think that's Memorial Day weekend, I believe.
Yeah, it's the same weekend as AEW Double or Nothing, and a week after, and a week before Clash in Italy.
I gotta call this out. Why are we having Saturday night's main event the same weekend as Double or Nothing in New York City, by the way?
And Labor Day weekend.
This a week before Clash in Italy, between Backlash and Clash in Italy. Why?
Yeah.
I don't understand it. If anything, they should have saved the Saturday night's main event for somewhere in June with nothing going on. I don't understand it.
I don't get it.
I don't know how you feel about this, bro.
Like basically, it takes the attention away from Saturday night's main event, if anything.
And is Double or Nothing on Saturday or Sunday in late May?
I think it's Sunday. I think it's Sunday. May. It's in the middle of May.
Let me look. So let me look at this here. Hold on. So it's Double or Nothing. I think it's
May the 24th.
So that would be Sunday.
Yeah, May 24th. Clash in Italy would be May 30th.
Yeah, May 31st.
Yeah, May 31st.
Italy's May 31st.
Yeah.
So I don't know why we're having this Saturday night's main event a week before Clash in Italy, bro. I don't understand it.
I'm guessing it's the
build. Like you said, it
show.
Takes away with the build.
I'm guessing it's to build the show.
Yeah, but but no one's gonna be watching that over Double or Nothing. I can tell you that weekend.
Yeah.
So I don't know what it feels like WWE being petty to try and counter program AEW. It feels petty. I mean, both companies are petty, but this feels fucking petty.
Yeah.
So trying to take this theme away from AEW. Yeah, I see it. We also have other news as well. And we might as well talk about the Bella twins. They signed apparently a new 2-year deal with WWE. And apparently Brie Bella was saying as well that she was hoping to be... Now, I can pull up some report or whatnot if I can find it. Brie Bella was also in the news. If I can find this, here we go. When Brie Bella came back at the 2026 Royal Rumble, right? Brie Bella says, and this was speaking with Layla Kent on an unlikely affair. Brie Bella addressed her being absent recently. She addressed it directly, saying, "I came back at the end of January. I just assumed, you're going to have me back every Monday." But they're like, "Okay, we'll let you know when you're needed back in the story." And then Brie Bella says, "It's been 5 weeks." So Brie said she was hoping to return before WrestleMania with a specific match in mind, saying, "I would love to be able to wrestle before WrestleMania. The titles are on the line and they will be at Mania." and she says her and Nikki both want to prove that we can hang with this division and that we deserve to be in that WrestleMania match to go for the titles. And then she says they just need to give me the time. I got to get in there. So Brie Bella expected to be on TV almost every week since being back.
Oh, God.
Thoughts on this, bro?
Expected to be on TV every
following her Royal Rumble 2026 return. So let me get this straight. We needed Brie mode every fucking week. Yeah, because that's exactly what I want to see.
Let's face it here. If Brie Bella wanted to be on TV every week, wouldn't she just show up on her own court?
And now the Bellas are on SmackDown, apparently. They were on Raw. Now they're on SmackDown.
Like what's stopping her from appearing on TV? Like they're not preventing you from being on TV.
On Raw every week.
Expected, bro. You're Brie Bella. You show up whatever you want. Like what?
My goodness.
I mean, I don't know if it's insecurity or maybe Brie isn't into much WWE television these days.
It's probably
it's just so weird. Like you have her appear at the Rumble, like she appeared at the Rumble then on Raw. Like, what do you mean they're not calling you? Like, I'm sure. I mean, they were nice enough to call her to be in the Rumble. Like,
yeah, I guess.
I mean, she can show whatever she wants. I mean, it's not like they're preventing her.
Yeah, no one's stopping her.
Yeah.
And correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't the Bellas, Nikki and Brie, do the same thing on their podcast? Talk about they were going to be on Raw 30th anniversary in January 2023. Then they got pulled and they go online bashing WWE, bitching and moaning, saying, "Oh, WWE doesn't give women the opportunity," and trying to play cry wolf, blah blah blah, trying to do damage control, just fucking crap like that.
Oh my God.
Correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know.
This was Raw 30th anniversary. The Bellas were going to be on there. Then they got pulled and they go on their podcast and they bitch and moan that they weren't booked for the show. And they say the WWE doesn't give women fair chance or opportunity. And they go online and bash the WWE because they got pulled from Raw 30th anniversary. Like as if anyone missed the Bellas on the Raw 30th. And now it looks like we get, and now the Bellas were on Raw. Now they're on SmackDown. And apparently, bro, are you excited about this? The Bellas are challenging for the women's tag titles tomorrow night on SmackDown versus the Irresistible Forces, Nia Jax and Lash Legend. Are you excited about that, bro?
What an exciting match.
And by the way, what have the Bella Twins done to earn a women's tag team title match?
Nothing.
Oh, but their names are Nikki and Brie Bella. They get handed a title match because their names are Nikki and Brie, the Bella Twins, and they don't have to earn it.
You have been on TV. You showed up at the Royal Rumble.
Which, by the way, nobody asked for, by the way, Brie Bella's Royal Rumble return.
Yeah, and you have no matches after that. And you have no matches after this. But now they get a tag team title shot because they went after Nia and Lash.
And then they interrupt Charlotte and Alexa saying that, you know, whoever the champions are, we're first in line and we're going to watch and we're automatically first in line. As if the Bellas feel like as if the Bella Twins think WWE owes them everything. They don't owe the Bellas shit. They owe them nothing. And we get the
We're going to get 2 more years of this. We're going to get 2 more years of the Bella Twins.
Why? I feel like this is more of an Ari Emanuel move, if anything. Because I'm sure Ari Shapiro or Rock are friends with the Bellas. I'm sure.
Well, as long as their roles on the shows are minimal, that should be no issue.
Well, we get 2 years of Brie mode. Great.
You can tell. It's definitely going to lead to them winning the tag titles, are they? Now that they're going to stick around long enough, I think it's inevitable they win the belts.
God, I hope they don't win those titles at WrestleMania. God, I hope not.
Well, even if it doesn't happen at WrestleMania, it's inevitable. They'll get at least one reign as champions.
God help us all if that happens. Holy shit. Moving on from the Bellas. Oh, we got Xavier. What's up, Xavier? How's it going, man? Long time no see, a long time no talk. Xavier used to be on my show on the show here with the watch parties for NXT, me, Mitch, and Xavier last year, if you remember. He's a good guy. Then Mitch early says, good morning, fellas. What's up, Mitch? But moving on from the dreaded Bella twins. Speaking of dreaded, this is not talk of WWE, it's not talk of AEW. Apparently, there was an incident with a referee in a match with OVW. The referee, OVW referee, apparently had a seizure. And the wrestlers in OVW, they don't check on him. They just kick and shove him out of the way. Man, do we got a lot to say on this. Because this was fucking absolutely... And Xavier says, oh no, that moment. Yeah, see, Xavier knows. That incident where the OVW referee got a seizure and the wrestlers did nothing about it, and management and Al Snow did nothing about it right then and there. Fucking embarrassing of a company. Everyone involved in that incident where the referee got a seizure, everyone that did nothing about it, and everyone involved should be absolutely fucking ashamed of themselves. This was terrible. Referee had a seizure. He could have fucking died. Oh, it's just the referee. He could have lost his life, and nobody did anything about it.
That was one of the most pathetic, embarrassing, disgusting things I have ever seen in a wrestling ring. So if anybody doesn't know, was spot for spot, there was this tag match. There was some guy with long hair. I don't know who his name is. Probably some clown. He's tagging with he's trying to do a phenomenal forearm on some other geek in the ring. And he hits instead the referee. Yeah. Then we have some big fat clown, because that's the guy who he was. Instead of checking on the referee, he wants to get his shit in front of a crowd, in a crowd that looked like around 40 people.
Yeah,
that's me being generous. Legitimately, it's probably less than that. Mm-hmm. He's right. Yes, we have we have two clowns basically. They see the referee in the ring having a seizure. Instead of screaming for help and getting attention once they see this guy is having a seizure,
or stopping the match, or carrying and stopping the match to check on the referee to make sure he's okay. The big idiot, he kicks the referee while having a seizure. Just kicks him, shoves him out of the fucking way like if he's a piece of garbage.
Yeah. Why? Fuck him, that's why.
Yeah.
Why? Because we need to get our shit in. These people, every single one of them, these four guys who I never legit heard of, they instead of screaming for help, legitimately, if you hear one of the people in the crowd in the OVW arena, one of the people in the crowd is literally screaming to get help for the referee.
Yeah, one guy was like, it was like one of the guys that was at the show, like, screaming, get some help. And did the wrestlers help the referee? Of course not.
Yeah. Why? Because
we got to get our shit in. We got to get our spots in. We got to have our Spot Fest spots in because we need to draw interest from the crowd.
Yeah, because that's exactly that. That's more important than a referee's help. We need to get our spots in.
instead of stopping the match and checking on the referee to make sure he's okay, they decided not to give a flying fuck. Like, they couldn't even be bothered to
This
check
is
on
embarrassing.
the ref. He was shaking, having a fucking seizure. He could have died. This referee could have died out there.
My God.
Oh, it's just a ref. Fuck off.
Bruh, the referees are some of the most important people in a match. These are people you need to communicate with.
Yeah. Like how embarrassing. Embarrassing. Everyone involved should be... Now, I don't call for anyone to lose their jobs, but everyone involved in an incident that did nothing about that referee incident should be fired on the spot. Fuck them. And by the way, OVW, didn't they used to be WWE's developmental system back 2 decades ago? And Randy Orton came from there, as well as John Cena, Batista, and Brock Lesnar. Cena, Batista, Lesnar, and Orton, they seen this shit, they'd be fucking laughing at OVW's asses, man. They would be laughing at them.
They would be ashamed of what this promotion has become.
Oh, and by the way, yeah, Al Snow apologized, right?
Yeah, some apology. Yeah, this was the statement. If I can recall, this is the statement from the OVW Twitter account. This is what they say, and I quote: "Last night during Rise, referee Dallas Edwards, a member of our OVW family, experienced a medical emergency during the broadcast. OVW takes the health and well-being of all of our performers extremely seriously."
Really? If you cared so much about the health of the performers, why did you not check on the referee during the fucking match?
Oh my God.
Yeah, but you care about
take the health and
performers and talent's health priority, right? Sure thing.
We take the health and well-being of our performers extremely seriously. As a company, we are all distraught to see an injury to one of our own. Yet distraught. Yet you didn't have a fucking doctor at ringside to check on it. And there's another thing. Where was the doctor? Where was that ambulance?
Nowhere to be found.
Like you know, regardless of whatever sport you're in, whether it's professional wrestling, whether it's football, soccer, or baseball, there's at least a doctor, right? They have doctors. Yeah. They have medical teams.
Or EMT, yeah, EMTs.
Yeah, just in case something went wrong. They're always there.
Like, holy shit. It's like at any event you have EMTs there. Doesn't matter what event it is. They're always there regardless. In case something bad happens, and if something bad happens, it gets nipped immediately right in the bud. Yeah. But no, we didn't get any of that. Goes to show you how shitty and shady OVW is.
Yeah.
Just
continue.
What a sloppy shop.
My God. Oh, and here's Al Snow's statement. I found Al Snow's statement. This is what he said on his X, and I quote: "Hello, everyone. This is Al Snow. I want to speak directly to our fans and the wrestling community regarding the incident involving referee Dallas Edwards at last week's event. Professional wrestling has always carried an inherent risk of injury for everyone who steps into the ring. On March 12th, during a live OVW television event, Dallas was involved in a planned moment of physical contact with a wrestler that resulted in him suffering a head injury. Traditionally, when an in-ring injury occurs, the referee is the central point of communication, assessment, and decision-making. In this unprecedented situation, the person who would normally make the assessment was the one who needed assistance. The unforeseen breakdown in communication contributed to a delay in stopping the match and concluding the show." Yeah. So, yeah, this unforeseen breakdown in communication contributed to a delay in stopping the match. Communication? Breakdown in communication? The referee is having a seizure in the ring. How is he supposed to communicate?
Yeah, some apology from Al Snow there, right?
Yeah, this is also what he says in this statement. "At OVW, the health and safety of our performers and officials has always been our top priority." Yeah, Yeah, top fucking priority.
Yeah, top priority, my fucking ass.
Yeah, it's such top priority that the health and safety of your performers is such top priority that you didn't even bother to stop the match. Didn't even bother to check on the referee.
Oh, but Al Snow's not in the bin. Yeah, he's in the bin for shit like this.
Oh my god.
Holy shit.
Yeah, oh my god. The safety and health of our performers and officials has always been our top priority. Such top priority that nobody informed the wrestlers to stop the match once the referee was taken out. Or even send another referee if you want the match to continue. How about that? Why didn't you send in another referee?
Yeah. Would you ever see WWE handle this so fucking piss poorly? Or
God.
AEW?
This is fucking terrible. No. My God, like everyone embarrassed themselves this week. For OVW, the wrestlers, Al Snow, because he runs this company, by the way.
Yeah, this is all on him.
Yeah. Every single person involved in this incident, they should be ashamed of themselves. Everyone. A referee almost lost his life in the middle of the ring, and they were doing nothing to save him.
Terrible and embarrassing. Pathetic.
Oh, before you ask the question,
fuck OVW. What a shitty company, man. Sloppy shop.
Sloppy shop, indeed. Like, you mean to tell me you didn't have medicals? You didn't have a medical team waiting in place in case something went wrong? Like, are you fucking joking?
WWE have immediate EMTs right there. You see WWE do that.
No, like with AEW too, Penelope Ford got injured during her tag title match on Dynamite, and she was rushed back immediately.
Yeah, did you see Tony Khan ignore that? Did you see Tony Khan ignore it and just wait and then her and then wait when he could have caught it earlier immediately? Did you see Tony Khan do what OVW did? No, even Tony Khan. Yeah,
even Tony noticed an injury and he rushed Penelope Ford right away to the back for safety.
Yeah, we give AEW and Tony Khan shit, but even Tony Khan is not that dumb and has standards.
And the WWE as well, like what? Javon Evans a few months ago they were fearing that he was injured, and that's why they canceled his match with Kaiser Americano.
Yeah.
Like,
immediately placed into injury protocol.
Yeah, immediately into injury protocol for safety.
Yeah.
But no, OVW, but no, there's a referee who's the central point of this match to communicate with the wrestlers. He's almost dying in the ring, and these wrestlers are doing nothing to save him. No, we need to get our spots in. We need to get our shit in because that's more important. Embarrassing.
And because entertaining 40 people there is a lot is number one, and everything else is at the very last.
Fucking
terrible.
Fuck OVW. Fuck Al Snow. And the wrestlers that did nothing to save that referee, that continued to do their spots, they should be ashamed of themselves. I hope they never get signed to a WWE or AEW for that matter, or TNA.
And if I'm WWE, I don't think they do business with OVW, right? If they do, cut them.
They're not in. They don't have a partnership.
Good. I hope they should. Good. They should never have a partnership with OVW with the shit they pulled. Fuck them.
In terms of with the referee Dallas Edwards, I'm hearing he's doing okay. He's doing well right now, which is nice. My prayers go out to him and his family, and I'm wishing him a speedy recovery.
So he got fucking lucky. Good job, OVW, for being a piss poor company that you are. There's a reason why Al Snow's in the bin, and that is why. Yeah, Al Snow
was his gimmick in the Attitude Era?
Head.
Yeah.
What does everybody want? On his mannequin head.
Yeah, what does everybody want now? They want your head, Al Snow. That's what they want.
There's a reason why Vince McMahon back in the day never gave Al Snow the belt. You see why.
Yeah. His most memorable storyline is having Big Boss Man feed him his dog. his chihuahua.
Yeah, that was a terrible storyline too.
Yeah. I wonder why Vince never pushed him. With behavior like this is why he was never a main eventer.
Oh, but Al Snow was a trainer on Tough Enough with Maven. Who cares? Another irrelevant guy, Maven.
Yeah, trainer. Yeah. If I'm one of these wrestlers today, the last guy I would want as a trainer for me is Al Snow. What an embarrassment of a book.
He worked in 04 Tough Enough with The Miz and Ryback.
So?
Al Snow used to be a trainer on WWE Tough Enough. Yeah, a show that's been dead for over a decade. I wonder why.
Yeah, and also with Al Snow's tweet, with his first tweet after this incident, he was tweeting about Waffle House. Waffle House was more important to him than the health and safety of his record.
That should go to show you what his fucked up priorities are, right, bro?
Yeah, what a fucking clown.
Absolutely no class is Al Snow in AEW. Zero class.
OVW.
They don't care.
Yeah, I think you meant OVW.
Yeah, OVW. Al Snow in OVW. They don't give a shit. In the real world, you're supposed to get compensation. They don't even do that. Honestly, I hope the referee sues them.
My God, like AEW has more class than them, and that's saying something.
Yeah.
TNA has more class than them.
Yeah. Moving on from this OVW crap. We also got WrestleMania, some WrestleMania talk, internal frustrations growing regarding WrestleMania 42 promotional shifts. As you see, different graphics are Roman and Punk, and then Liv and Stephanie, and Randy and Cody, and Rhea and Jade. What are your thoughts on this, dude? Oh, actually, hold the thought on your thoughts on that, bro. Tyler Helton in the chat. What's up, Tyler? He says, I heard that some rumor that Josh Alexander, he's injured, and that my feeling. He's injury that my feelings. Josh Alexander's injured? Uh-oh. I did not know about Josh Alexander getting injured. Well, Adam Carl's back. Xavier also in the chat. They saw him, the referee, just laying there. If I was at the show, I would have jumped the barricade. I don't care about going to jail. He could have died in that ring. Thank you, Xavier. I could not have said it better. I 1000% agree with that take, dude. I agree. I mean, someone had to say it. I could not have said it better. So it's just a terrible incident with that referee incident at an OVW event. Awful. But moving on from the OVW talk, apparently some WrestleMania 42 promotional shifts, there was internal frustrations growing regarding that. I mean, I don't know how you guys feel about it as well. Not sure what Adam Carl's thoughts are on it too, but with him coming back a little bit, some WrestleMania talk and the internal frustrations with the promotional shifts, and then WWE considering some stipulations for a specific match at WrestleMania. Probably Drew McIntyre, Jacob fought too as well as some blackout officially lifted as Las Vegas watch parties are officially back on for WrestleMania. What are your thoughts on all this, man?
Nick Aldis?
No, with WrestleMania internal frustrations with the promotional shifts, and then some stipulations for a specific match at WrestleMania, and then the blackout lifted as the Vegas watch parties for WrestleMania are officially back on.
Yeah. I don't see the big deal, honestly, with these promotional things. I mean, like, who cares? It's a poster. Like, I think that they did a poster, with Punk and Roman, with the poster of blue, and then there's like Cody and Randy, like the gold poster.
Yeah.
Who gives a shit? It's a poster.
Yeah.
You're promoting the biggest show of the year. You want to get people to tune in to the show. Like, I don't see the big deal with it.
Yeah, I don't either. It's like what matters is the build, not a poster. A poster just goes so far.
Yeah, you're promoting. This is the WWE's job. This is any company's job. You're promoting the shows, regardless of the graphics.
Yeah. So,
in terms of a stipulation for WrestleMania, I could see some. I can definitely think of one: Chad Gable and Ludwig Kaiser.
Mask versus mask.
Yeah, I could see that.
Jacob Fatu, Drew McIntyre, either like a last man standing match or some kind of no holds barred.
Yeah, I could see.
I would prefer last man standing.
Maybe a multi-women tag match for the women's tag titles. Maybe that could be a ladder match of some sort.
I don't know about a ladder match. Would it even be that good if it's a ladder match? With the like, do you imagine the Bella Twins in a ladder match? Or Nia Jax / Legend in a ladder match? I don't want to see that.
Can Nia Jax even climb a ladder?
Yeah, that's a better question.
Will Nikki Bella even take a ladder bump? Considering, she has history of neck issues.
Yeah,
she's even gonna take a bump. I actually probably not. I'd probably not do a ladder match. I'm concerned for her well-being. Yeah. I probably won't do the match with concern for her well-being. At least not a ladder match.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, yeah. I don't know. Maybe they do Becky and AJ in a submission match.
Maybe
if that's the match for WrestleMania, maybe that could be a submission match.
I just hope they don't give it too much plunder.
Yeah, because I think because Becky hasn't used the disarm her in how many years? I think it's been like years since she used it.
Becky's used disarmer recently, bro.
Yeah, but she's not using it as a finisher.
Yeah.
With Becky, with AJ making Becky tab 3 times, maybe that's how Becky gets her win. She makes AJ Lee tab out.
Probably, but I mean that's if they do AJ and Becky at WrestleMania for the Women's Intercontinental title. That's if they do that.
Yeah.
Maybe it's a submission, but I would say not add too much plunder. Because remember Becky and Lyra from SummerSlam last year? That match was not that good with all the plunder and was like no DQ. And he had like these zip ties wrapped around Lyra for God knows how long. And it wasn't that. Honestly, I think that was what really took away from that match.
Yeah.
Just too much plunder. And then the WrestleMania watch parties, the blackout is officially lifted.
That's nice.
Yeah, it was like they did the blackout to try and sell tickets for WrestleMania in Vegas, but recently they lowered the prices in the nosebleeds, the ticket prices, and apparently I think that then they did some like 31.6% discount on 316 day for WrestleMania tickets as well, and apparently that's worked.
Yeah. I don't know why they banned watch parties for Mania.
They try and get people to come to WrestleMania to sell tickets.
I think it just felt petty.
More of an Endeavor TKO thing.
Like you don't need to ban watch parties. It's petty. People want to watch these shows. They want to have fun.
Yeah. Whether they go there live or not, they just want to enjoy themselves and have a blast, have fun.
Yeah.
When you do a blackout, that takes away from it. I'm actually glad they lifted this blackout, honestly. And then you lower the prices in the nosebleeds. I think it was like $240 something to $177. It's still high, but it's a lot better than it was at $240 in the nosebleeds. Now, if you just lower the prices more, the more you lower prices, I'm telling you right now, the more you lower prices, bro, people would want to come to the shows. Like, just because you have hardcore fans and you raise the prices, like, don't take them for granted. Like, don't outprice the average fan, and don't expect a hardcore fan to follow every time you raise prices. That doesn't work that way. Like, the more you lower prices, the more and more people would be willing to come to these shows live. Yes, good creative also helps with people wanting to pay their money to go watch this live, but also lowering prices also comes a long way as well. The more you lower prices, people will come. and people will pay money to go to this live.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Not sure how you feel about it, but
I definitely agree.
It's the 177 is still high. Don't get me wrong, but it's at least getting there. It's a lot better than it was at 240, though. I will say that.
I think
now honestly, for the tickets, and now we're getting somewhere, and they'll sell out no problem.
They actually lower the prices more, on those the first rows, second rows, third rows.
Really?
Maybe they'd be able to sell more for WrestleMania.
And people want to go to these shows. They definitely do.
Do you know what prices they lower them down to for the third row, at least, bro?
Like, what's the prices? What, 500 something?
Still a lot. What were they before? Like, I'm sure in 1,000.
Like, I don't know what the prices are now, but they can definitely lower them because people, they want to go to these shows. They just don't want. They don't want to be priced out.
No. And honestly, when they outprice the average fan, all these celebrities that have all this money go there, and they're not really fans of wrestling and all the woke garbage, and then they don't make any noise. It feels lifeless. That's what it felt like with overpricing the average fan. Now with them lowering prices for WrestleMania, I hope that changes, because when you raise prices, you're outpricing the average hardcore fan who actually cares about the product, cares about the company, respects them. Whereas these D-list celebrities don't respect the company whatsoever. They're all about themselves. I'm actually glad they lowered the price, at least in the nosebleeds. It's still high, but it's a lot better than it was previously. Now, they continue to do that. Now we're getting somewhere. It's like lowering prices is the way to go. And I hope this continues. I hope this is not just a one-off. I hope TKO is learning their lesson and they're realizing when you outprice the average fan, it does nothing whatsoever good or positive. Lowering prices, lowering prices, well, it will only do more good than bad. And you're going to make your money anyway. You don't have to outprice the average fan to do that because you're $6 billion in debt. I'm sure you feel the same way, bro. Like you said, people want to come to the shows. But it's hard for people to come to the shows when you outprice them. And Las Vegas is not a cheap city to begin with. It's like when you purchase tickets for WrestleMania in Las Vegas, those tickets are expensive. Yeah, it's the biggest show of the year, but they're expensive. But then you got to think about a airplane flight, and then you got to think about a hotel, then the festivities, and that costs even more money. So it's like thousands of dollars to go to WrestleMania in Las Vegas, unless you lower prices. But I mean, and Vegas is very expensive to begin with in general. So I'm glad they lowered the prices, at least for the nosebleeds for WrestleMania. So, like you said, feeling the same way. And like you said, people do want to come to these shows, but it's difficult to attend when you raise prices. You don't have to outprice the average fan because they want to be there. At the end of the day, they want to be there, but they can't go there if it's too damn expensive. Thoughts on that, man?
Yeah.
Like Vegas is just so expensive. Like I still don't get why they think they would just go back to Vegas like a year after 41.
And had they stuck to the original Mania 42 plans within New Orleans mid-April this year, I'm sure they would have sold out no problem. Would have had no problem selling out. It would not be struggling to sell tickets. So I hope this is a sign of things to come, but we'll see. Other news on Jelly Roll. Apparently, he's discussed for a WrestleMania match. Apparently. It says this, that the report, now this is coming from Body Slam, that Jelly Roll is being discussed for a tag team match at WrestleMania 42, tagging with Royce Keys. and they're probably going to take on The Miz and Kit Wilson. Your thoughts?
Exciting. I'm so my
because
my,
of your
my
favorite,
excitement
because
level is at an all-time high.
Because your favorite The Miz?
My excitement levels is at an all-time high. In embarrassments.
Why is The Miz getting a WrestleMania match and Kit Wilson?
Kit Wilson
Spiral. You mean his music?
Kit Wilson, The Miz against Jelly Roll and Royce Keys.
Why?
What kind of match is this?
So we have time for The Miz and Kit Wilson, right? But we don't have time for others that deserve the Mania card, right?
Oh my God.
We don't have time for Fraxium. We don't have time for Motor City Machine Guns, right?
Although maybe. Although it's probably a blessing in this case for Royce Keys.
And it looks like his first opponents. And now Royce Keys hasn't been seen since the Royal Rumble, and he's been on Stephanie's Places on Stephanie McMahon's podcast to get to know him personally recently.
And
online,
he's having dark matches on main event.
On main event. He'll be okay. And
honestly, that's probably honestly the one positive of this match happening is that it gets Royce Keys a match at WrestleMania.
And his first opponents rather being The Miz and Kit Wilson. I mean, The Miz, not a big fan of The Miz. He does wrestle a soft style, though. He usually is the first opponent for people when they come to the WWE company. I mean, he wrestles a soft style, not like one that's going to be reckless, throw his body around in the ring, dives here, dives there. At least The Miz probably gets someone to start.
Yeah,
I don't know how
The Miz, we can say what we will about him. He's a good first opponent for somebody.
Yeah. With his soft style and stuff, he doesn't throw
he's a safe worker.
Yeah, safe worker, yes.
Yeah, and with Jelly Roll, I think we've seen The Miz, already with celebrities, with Bad Bunny, for example.
Logan Paul.
WrestleMania 37. And the match was really good.
Yeah, Damian Priest and Bad Bunny versus The Miz and John Morrison, remember?
Yeah.
The build wasn't that good, but the match was actually very surprising, and Bad Bunny surprised a lot of people. He was throwing out really flashy moves. I think he did some Mexican Destroyer on the outside to John Morrison, I think, and this was WrestleMania 37 in Tampa when it was half cutout, half real fans during the pandemic. And Bad Bunny actually did really good.
Yeah, so maybe a Jelly Roll, the last time he was in the ring, he looked good too. He looked good as well. So I expect him to do just as good as he did at SummerSlam.
Was Jelly Roll and Randy Orton versus Logan Paul and Drew McIntyre at SummerSlam in MetLife, which I was at, by the way. And Jelly Roll was going to win, but he lost.
Yeah.
I think Jelly Roll even said to Triple H he wants to lose his first match.
Yeah.
And Jelly Roll is one of those guys that actually respects the business. Unlike a lot of celebrities, he actually respects the business and the industry and the company. He's actually a fan. And he's lost a ton of weight. You could tell. He's a guy that genuinely, he's not there for himself and is not selfish, is Jelly Roll. And if we do Jelly Roll and Royce Keys at WrestleMania taking on The Miz and Kit Wilson, hey, I mean, I don't like it, but it could be a lot better. It's not my first choice by any means, but if it gets Royce Keys' first match as a W and starts the rise of Royce Keys, then I'm for it. And it would get Jelly Roll's first win, too, in the WWE as well, not just Royce Keys.
Yeah, it would give Jelly Roll a win over at a WrestleMania moment. He's going to beat The Miz and Kit Wilson.
I mean, I don't like it. It's not my first choice, but it's harmless.
Yeah, it's harmless. Like it's not like Jelly Roll is going to beat Roman Reigns or CM Punk.
Yeah, it's the fucking Miz and Kit Wilson. Who cares if if they lose? What does it do to them? Who cares if they lose?
Anybody.
It's the Miz and Kit Wilson. Them losing doesn't mean a damn thing. What is are you really gonna cry if Miz and Kit Wilson lose? No,
they lose all the time.
Yeah.
Well, this is also about elevating Royce Keys.
Yes.
It's about elevating him.
Now, according to Dave Meltzer, take this with a grain of salt. He apparently said earlier this morning that he reported that Royce Keys will not be teaming with Jelly Roll at WrestleMania 42. Yeah, right. After he got Obafemi and Brock Lesnar not happening wrong, yeah, I don't believe him at all with this. He's full of shit, is Meltzer. Don't believe him. Take it with a grain of salt. Meltzer saying it's not going to happen means Meltzer saying it's not going to happen. He means it is going to happen at WrestleMania.
Exactly.
I tell you, the wrestling media, man, nothing but liars.
Like good for Royce Keys too. I mean, just 2 months ago he was on AEW television. So go from AEW television, and then 3 months later he's at WrestleMania. That's quite remarkable. So, and I'm happy for him.
But will Meltzer praise that? Probably not, because he's paid and bought by Tony Khan in AEW. Just like Sappy Boy Sean Ross Sapp and Fightful. And The Observer and Alvarez and Meltzer. You know?
Yeah.
And Meltzer even chimed in and said, I had asked about the story because there was a story about Royce Keys, and I was told that it's not Royce Keys for whatever that's worth. I wasn't actually told that there is a match for Jelly Roll, but when you look at it, I mean, it certainly seems like they're building at it. So that's what Meltzer says, and he discussed that the match not happening at Mania pretty much. Sure. I'm not falling for that again.
Nobody should ever be falling for Dave's lies.
Seriously, imagine believing Dave Meltzer in 2026, ladies and gentlemen.
Couldn't be me.
Meltzer saying it's not happening means it is happening at Mania. So it's going to be an easy win for Royce Keys and for Jelly Roll. I don't like it. I don't like the idea at all. It's not my first choice by any means, not even close to it. But if it gets Royce Keys to the rise to where he needs to be, and if it's an easy win for him and Jelly Roll, especially Royce Keys, then this is harmless, and then fine. So, I mean, it's an easy first win, first opponent for Royce Keys, so I guess it could be worse. It could be Jelly Roll and Danhausen versus The Miz and Kit Wilson. Imagine.
Because, Danhausen, he cursed to The Miz.
Jay Cullum in the chat says, yo, what's good, fellows? What's up, Jay Cullum? Make sure you like the video and subscribe to Furious Nation. And the same thing with John Z says, hi. Says, did you like the AEW show? Oh, we're talking about that. Because we got tons to say on that, especially last night's Dynamite shit show.
Oh, my God.
But the Jay Callum says, Danhausen needs a match. I like you, Jay Callum, but probably not going to happen. Maybe he's a host and puts a curse. When Danhausen says, you are cursed. But we'll see.
I could see Danhausen maybe hosting the show.
Yeah.
Maybe he can be the host, but a match, I don't know what match he's gonna have.
Probably not. I can't think of a match for him to be at Mania. Honestly.
Literally.
I don't know, but yeah, Royce Keys and Jelly Roll. I would say this for The Miz and Kit Wilson. I mean, I don't like it, but if it's harmless, so be it.
Yeah. And it gives Royce Keys a win. It gives Jelly Roll a win.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man. But regarding Royce Keys and Jelly Roll.
But there's one question though. Will Kit Wilson go viral at WrestleMania?
Kit Wilson. And he yells, toxic masculinity, toxic. Kit Wilson, bro. Oh, but he's over. Yeah, his music is over, not Kit fucking Wilson.
Yeah, job.
But people compare him to Heath Slater.
Oh yeah, because that's exactly what I want to be when I want to be a wrestler. And then he said, like, no hate towards Heath Slater. He's a good guy. But if you're growing up to be a wrestler, who wants to be the next Heath Slater?
But Heath Slater had a story where he had kids. That was actually organic.
Yeah.
Kit Wilson, not even close to a Heath Slater, bro. Not even close. You know how I say it's like, and honestly, to me, Don't compare Kit Wilson, Heath Slater, just like what you say about OTM and Crime Time. Don't ever compare them.
Yeah.
But some people compare OTM to Crime Time.
Oh my god. Oh.
Never compare OTM to Chad Gaspard and JTG. And some people, bro, listen to this. I think some people I've seen online compare Kit Wilson to the chap leather wearing Shawn Michaels from the 90s, and I wanted to fucking puke. Imagine comparing Kit Wilson to Shawn Michaels.
Oh my god.
That is disrespectful to the Heartbreak Kid.
This is social media, everybody.
Literally, I'm not making this up. I've seen it on social media. I'm not making this shit up, dude.
Moving on.
Yes. Yeah, speaking of moving on with this, we also had might as well talk about this before we get into the NXT, SmackDown, and Dynamite talk. WrestleMania 43 in Saudi Arabia may not be happening next year. And I actually got the report on it, and I can read it right here. This is from PW Insider, the source. WWE is reportedly monitoring the situation in the Middle East as it may mean scrapping their plans to host Night of Champions in Saudi this June. So that is looking unlikely. They're saying, quote, company sources have noted that the company always has and will have contingency plans in place for events in that region. We are told that they're obviously paying attention to the war in the Middle East and see it as a fluid situation that could rapidly change. And if and when they need to address it, they will. And then other article linked to that as well. It says this as well. If I can pull up the other report wrote into it. This is also coming from Meltzer. I mean, take this with a grain of salt. But he also says there were 2 more shows scheduled this year plus Mania next year for WWE in Saudi Arabia. All are contingent on the situation changing, as right now big events scheduled for the country are not happening, whether it be Formula One, UFC, boxing, or WWE. For WWE, it's a significant loss of expected income. And then Brian Alvarez then chimes in, reports that internal discussions have taken place within WWE regarding the status of the remaining Saudi Arabia shows. Alvarez then was clear that no decision has been made yet at this time, and that he was not reporting any cancellation, only that discussions about the status of the events have occurred within the company. WWE held the Royal Rumble in Riyadh on January 1st, this past January, as the first of 3 Saudi Arabia premium live events planned for 2026. 2 additional events are tentatively scheduled for May and November. WrestleMania 43, which would be the first WrestleMania held outside of North America, is planned for Saudi Arabia in 2027. The financial stakes are significant. Each Saudi Arabia show is worth approximately $55 million to WWE under the company's partnership with the Saudi General Entertainment Authority, with the Royal Rumble believed to be worth more than that figure. Should the remaining 2026 events in WrestleMania 43 not take place, WWE would face a substantial loss of expected revenue across those deals. But who cares? They're going to make their money anyway. Then it says the partnership between WWE and the Saudi General Entertainment Authority has been in place since 2018 and runs through at least 2027. WWE has held 14 events in Saudi Arabia since the partnership began, including the Royal Rumble in January. The deal has been one of the most lucrative in the company's history, providing a guaranteed revenue stream that has been factored into WWE's financial projections under the TKO Group holdings. Now, these reports started to come up. Now, this all began with President Donald Trump. Apparently, he bombed Iran, and now there's this Middle East war going on with the U.S. and Iran, and then with Israel involved. But Trump bombed Iran recently. Now WrestleMania 43 in Saudi. Now it's in doubt. And apparently there was some show in Saudi for WWE apparently planned for late June this year. That's looking very unlikely at this point. And if this Middle East war continues into next year, WrestleMania 43 in Saudi may not be a thing. Now, I'm not a big fan of Trump. I'm not the biggest Trump fan by any means, but if it gets done with Mania not in Saudi next year, honestly, Mania and Saudi next year should have never been a thing from the start. And I don't know how you feel about that. Do you now they're not now it says with them being relocated or not, that's nothing set as of yet, but the WWE apparently is keeping an eye on it and having backup plans in case they have to relocate WrestleMania. I don't know if they relocate WrestleMania. I doubt it, but I hope so.
I mean, I know what's going on with the political war. I mean, I don't know why the U.S. basically are bombing Iran. I don't know why. I don't know what the reason was. I mean, I'm not into politics. I mean, I'm sending obviously my prayers to the Iranian people. If there's any Iranian fans here, we love you. And I'm sending our support to you.
I mean, but Trump bombed the one guy, I forget his name, like who was the guy lead with Iran, then it bombed some Ayatollah.
Like I don't know why though. Like what does this have to do with the US? Like why is he getting involved in wars that basically puts him in big trouble?
I don't know. Maybe
like,
trying to get peace. I don't know, but I will say this.
But I'm not very knowledgeable. Well, I'm not well knowledgeable of politics, so I don't know. But I'm sending my prayers to the Iranian people. So it's definitely it's very I don't know what to say about it. It's people. People have lives at the end of the day in the real world. Like you're putting people in harm's way with this war, with this nonsense.
I know. I mean,
especially if they're like especially with Saudi, they're getting involved, and they're basically Saudi, they're a big country, especially with the Prince and the amount of money they make. Yeah. So you're putting talent, WWE talent that is, they may potentially be in harm's way, and honestly, that's honestly what they should be thinking about the most in this situation. That the health and safety of the roster and the staff and the crew. And if it gets bad, with the real world, like I don't know what's like, we've seen, it's getting bad already in the real world. But if it gets worse, like they have to cancel the show on Saudi.
Or just relocate WrestleMania 43 to somewhere else. Honestly, I don't know how you feel. This is how I feel. I mean, again, I'm not the biggest fan of Trump, but if he gets WrestleMania next year relocated, then honestly, good, because Mania and Saudi should have never been a thing from the start.
Like honestly, I'm more concerned for the safety and being of the talent and the people in the company, because let's say they travel, let's say they travel, but things are so bad in the world right now, like you're putting their lives in danger. And that's not why.
And probably a lot of talent doesn't want to be there regardless in Saudi. And these Saudi shows don't mean a damn thing anyway.
Honestly, it would be for the best if they actually relocated WrestleMania to somewhere.
WrestleMania this year was supposed to be New Orleans. New Orleans is owed to WrestleMania. So is Indianapolis. If they have to relocate, I hope to God they don't do Vegas a third year. Fuck that.
Please no.
Please no. Nobody wants that. New Orleans is owed to WrestleMania, and so is Indianapolis. New Orleans should have got it this year. I know they're going to be, this September for Money in the Bank is New Orleans, but who cares? You can, if Mania next year is forced to relocate out of Saudi, I would not mind New Orleans next year for Mania at all if they have to relocate. Or if Indianapolis is a nice, cool wrestling city, or maybe even like Florida, Orlando, or Texas, Houston, or Dallas would be nice. MetLife Stadium, maybe somewhere in New York, New Jersey, Chicago, maybe. They're a big wrestling city and have a nice smart wrestling market in Chicago. Or if you want to do overseas, what about London? WrestleMania has never been in London before. And I'm telling you right now, and you can quote me on this and clip it here. If WrestleMania were to ever come to London, as soon as they announce on sale, pre-sale, I guarantee you, no time at all like that, they'd sell out with not one match announced and months away with that. I guarantee it.
They probably sell out instantly or as soon as tickets hit.
Yeah. So like WrestleMania in London, I mean, hey, if they have to relocate, I don't mind that at all. I doubt they relocate, but I honestly at this point I hope they do. Mania and Saudi should have never been WrestleMania and Saudi should have never been a thing from the very beginning. I hated that announcement that they announced for Mania next year in Saudi. I hated it.
Just honestly, it just felt like a cash grab. That's what
it did. It's almost like they sold a soul, like they didn't give a fuck. And honestly, it feels like a lot of people in WWE don't even want to be there.
Yeah, like you've seen like with the announcement with WWE announced WrestleMania for Saudi, like most of the people that were there, like they look like they didn't want to be there. Like you have Undertaker in there with his gray beard, and he looked miserable out there.
Yeah, not just Undertaker. There were others out there too.
Or Bianca Belair or Charlotte. I think Alexa Bliss was there. They looked miserable being there.
Even Triple H had a frown on his face.
Yeah. It's almost like they didn't want to be there.
So again, I'm not a big fan of Trump, but if he actually gets it done with Mania out of Saudi next year, then good.
It's not just, the president, WWE themselves, TKO.
Yeah.
Because, they're the ones who booked the show. WWE, that is. They're the ones who booked Mania there.
Yeah.
TKO, they're the ones who accepted the Saudi deal with WrestleMania.
I feel like it's more of a business TKO endeavor thing, not like a creative end of thing. I don't think so.
TKO, they're the ones who accepted that Saudi deal for Mania.
Yeah, I don't feel sorry for them.
Yeah.
If they have to cancel, then good. If they have to relocate, good.
I don't see WrestleMania getting canceled. Obviously, it's WrestleMania. It's the biggest show of the year. I think relocating it makes sense.
I actually hope and pray they get relocated. I do. Look at the Rumble this year in Saudi. How good was that show?
It was so good that the arena itself looked like it was empty.
Like some portions were empty. It looked terrible.
Or it looked like it was empty because, with the lights.
Yeah. And just like with the lights and then the crowd, it's like you mentioned the Saudi fans, they cheer what they cheer for. Like very casual fans. Like how lifeless it was in Saudi for the Rumble. Imagine with that at WrestleMania.
It's not even the fact that they're like casuals. Like it's okay to have, all types of fans. But it's like, when the Steam music hits, for example, like and these wrestlers come up, like they're almost like they're unrecognizable. They don't know who's coming out, especially like during those men's and women's Rumble matches.
Especially the women's match, like they have to wear these coverings in Saudi. Like everyone just looks the same. You know what I mean? Everyone looks the fucking same. At least in the U.S. women's wrestlers in WWE, they stand out. You can tell who's who. Look at the Rumble this year. It just felt so lifeless. Like if you thought the Rumble in Saudi this year was lifeless, imagine Mania next year in Saudi with that being that lifeless. I don't even want to think about that. I really hope they have to relocate. If anything happens, guys, we will let you know on that. Again, I'm not a fan of Trump much at all, but he may actually force WWE to relocate Mania in Saudi next year to someplace else. And if they have to relocate, Endeavor has no one to blame but themselves. I don't feel sorry for them. Do you?
No.
Like you said, they're the ones that made this idea, right? Ari Emanuel, The Rock, Mark Shapiro,
Yeah, they're the ones who took the deal. Well, WWE already had a partnership with Saudi Arabia for years, but like they're the ones who accepted WrestleMania going to Saudi.
Do you think Vince McMahon, if he was still in charge, do you think he'd ever have WrestleMania in Saudi? Because I doubt it.
I think he would have.
Yeah.
I think he would have because he's all about the almighty cash.
Yeah, the money.
Yeah. I mean, he's the one who accepted the Saudi deal back in 2017. I think. So anything would have been possible. I think he would have still brought Mania to a Saudi at some point.
Yeah, but any update on Mania next year in Saudi, you guys, we will keep you posted. So we will be paying attention to see what is to be. So we'll see what happens. And then I guess moving on to the NXT from this past Tuesday talk, it was Booker T Appreciation Night. Apparently there were some issues traveling to the show. I think there was some big rainstorm on Monday night, and some in the NXT in Houston Tuesday was in jeopardy. It looks like it was okay though. Not much changes, I guess, happened. We did get JC Jane, Soruka, and Zarya in a triple threat for the women's NXT title. JC Jane retained. This was actually pretty good, and JC Jane I knew would retain. JC's been getting better.
Yeah, she's done some good work. I'll give her that.
I can't believe I'm actually saying that. Not the biggest JC Jane fan, but she's been putting in the work, and I'm even shocked I'm even saying that about JC Jane. And she retained. And it looks like we're getting JC Jane and Kendall Gray at Stand and Deliver St. Louis April 4th for the NXT Women's title, which I think is the right move. Plus, Ren Sinclair won the Speed Women's title off of Fallon Henley. Not big into this speed title shit, though.
Right, if it means calling up Fatal Influence to the main roster after WrestleMania, I'll take it.
We may get JC, Fallon, maybe Laney, Rita. I don't know. We may get at least more than
I would call up just at least JC and Fallon. I think they're their main roster ready.
Both have been in NXT for like what, since 2021, JC and Fallon. They've been there for like 5 years.
Yeah, I think
5 years.
And Fallon basically she has won every title except the women's title.
Yeah. I think it's time to call her up just like JC. How much longer can you keep Fallon in NXT for? If you keep her in NXT, What do you do with her?
She's been ready for a long time.
There's a lot of women in NXT, not just JC and Fallon, who are ready for a main roster call, like Tatum Paxley, Jada Parker, Blake Monroe, who, by the way, ending of NXT, she came from underneath the stage holding the North American Women's title, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, Blake Monroe. The glamour. But
might as well talk about it. There was a steel cage match with Tatum and Izzy Dame.
Yeah, Izzy Dame, another favorite of mine, said no one ever.
Well, in fairness, that steel cage match was solid. It wasn't terrible.
And Tatum retained. She did some Undertaker sit up on the top of the cage, trying with when both people are. Usually in a cage match, two people are fighting on top of the cage, sitting on the top thing of the side of the cage, and they're fighting each other. Tatum Paxley did some Undertaker sit up on that top side of the cage to Tatum Paxley, and Tatum actually, and in the end, Tatum Paxley ended up retaining. I like Tatum Paxley is also another good one that is ready for the main roster at some point. She's so good.
She's great.
Good in ring and good character wise, and she's not a bad promo. She's a very good character. Something like that. But we had that. We had Booker T Appreciation Night. You had Canoe Carver out there as well on the show. We also had on the show, I thought it was a decent show coming out of NXT in Houston for Booker T Appreciation Week and Night. And Booker T got a nice reaction in his hometown as well. I think we also had other stuff on the show. We also had like Ethan Page, Ricky Saints. We had Joe Hendry on there as well. Tony D'Angelo. Oh, Birthright as well. What are your thoughts on Birthright?
They're all right, I guess.
It's Lexis King, Clark Connors, Ariana Grace, Channing Stacks Lorenzo, and Charlie Dempsey. And you have William Regal and Fit Finley involved too.
I mean, it's decent, I guess. I mean, I think they're just getting started.
Yeah, we'll see where it goes. But we did get the Americanos. All three members. We got Bravo, Nievo, and Rayo Americano. Gracias.
Gracias.
Versus the Vanity Project. Brad Baylor, Jackson Drake and Ricky Smokes. Jackson Drake, who recently lost the Evolve World title to Aaron Rourke on Evolve, I think.
So we have so the Americans, quite the week for them there. They were on Raw and NXT in the same in the span of 24 hours.
Gracias. And Los Americanos won the match by pinfall with the loaded running headbutt from Americano Nievo on Ricky Smokes. We also had a Booker T in-ring segment, appreciation to Booker T. We had Canoe Carver interrupting and Jasper Troy making a save. I like Canoe Carver, man. I think he's got potential.
Honestly, I thought Booker T was going to get laid out, honestly, as soon as Canoe Carver came in.
Yeah.
So, yeah, because I honestly thought, because we made those predictions, I thought he was going to get laid out.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm liking how they're featuring Carver and Jasper Troy.
Yeah.
They seem like the next two big monster guys on that roster.
Yeah, Jasper Troy is not bad. He needs some work, but I do see some potential. I mean, he's not, I've seen worse, but he's not bad. Regarding Jasper Troy. Canoe Carver, man, I'm telling you, I'm very high on. There's something about him. He reminds me of a baby Obafemi.
Yeah.
He does that pounce move. He's very athletic. He could be something in this company. I see a lot of potential in him. I really do. I was kind of hoping he took out Booker T because that would have been a big impact made for him. But I see him as being a big deal on the top scene on NXT this year. I really do. I mean, do you see him, though, challenging for the NXT title, though, this year against Joe Hendry?
I don't know about it at St. Liver, but maybe in a few months I could see it.
Probably.
Maybe around summertime.
But there's something about Canoe Carver, man, that there's something about him that I see a lot, and I see something in him that he could really be something in this company. And he's got a bright future ahead of him, I feel. We also have had the Birthright, Stax, and Uria. Not Clark Connors, Uria Connors. I don't know why I said Clark Connors. Uria. Two Connors. I think Uria Connors is one of the sons of Fit Finlay.
Apparently, maybe NXT and AEW are working together. Who knows?
I think Uria Connors, correct me if I'm wrong, isn't he the brother of Clark Connors and David Finlay?
The Uria Connors, I think that's David Finlay's brother.
Yes. Both are the sons of Fit Finlay. The one, the one with the shillelagh and hornswoggle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So with Birthright, I mean they're all right. Second, they're just picking up steam.
Yeah, I mean, you got Ariana Grace, the daughter of Santino Marella. You got Uria Connors, son of Fit Finlay. Charlie Dempsey, obviously the son of William Regal, Charlie Dempsey from No Quarter Catch Crew. That's no more, apparently, because Charlie Dempsey turned on Tavion Heights. And then you have Lexus King, obviously the son of Brian Pillman Jr., Lexus King, the son of Brian Pillman. And then you got Stax, Lorenzo. Did he grow up in the business?
I think.
I don't know. But they wrestle, but Birthright. Anyways, they wrestle Hank and Tank in a number one contender match for it's an NXT Tag Team title number one contenders tournament quarterfinals. And you had winning this match. You had Birthright winning this match. So there's this tournament, apparently, for the NXT Tag Team titles. There's not really any tag teams on NXT that I find interesting.
Yeah, I think they need to switch up things in their tag division.
Yeah, it needs help fast.
Yeah.
They also had Thea Hale, Jada Parker, and Kalani Jordan talk backstage as well. Some kind of stuff. They booked Thea Hale versus Kalani Jordan for next week, apparently, as well.
Should be mentioned.
Yeah, Tatum Paxley, we mentioned, retained the NXT Women's North American title. Tatum Paxley retained in the steel cage, winning with the cemetery drive that almost looks like a page turner or whatnot. That Paige used to do in NXT Black and Gold. Tatum Paxley calls it the cemetery drive. And that was actually the main event of NXT on Tuesday. So, I mean, a decent show, NXT, I thought. Better than their previous ones, but that's just me. But then moving on to SmackDown. SmackDown this past Friday. Boring. Shit. Terrible. Atrocious. Horrendous. I could come up with 1,000 words how bad SmackDown was Friday, bro.
Oh my god. What did we get? We got the Wyatt Six and MFTs still feuding over a fucking lantern.
End the feud, please, bro. Why are we continuing this fucking feud? Eric Rowan and Uncle Howdy versus Tama Tonga, Solo Sikoa. And Bo Dallas and Eric Rowan win only for them to try and get the lantern back. Then the lantern's back with the Wyatt Six. And they're still continuing this feud. Oh, fucking joy. Oh, joy.
Exciting, isn't it?
Just like this other exciting match, Jade Cargill versus Michin.
Why?
But Michin demands her match with Jade Cargill. You need to give Michin what she wants. She demands a match. She's owed the match with Jade Cargill. You listen to Michin and give her what she wants. Dude, nobody asked for Michin versus Jade Cargill, bro. Nobody.
That is the state of the women's division on SmackDown. Michin against Jade Cargill. No hate towards both ladies, but that's the best you have.
And Jade Cargill wins with Jaden. You really thought Michin was beating Jade Cargill? Give me a fucking break. As if anyone thought Jade Cargill was going to lose to Michin of all people. And then we Rhea and then Jade and Rhea calling each other, Jade Cargill, I'm that bitch. Rhea Ripley, I'm that bitch. Like, okay, are you going to do more than that to get me excited for your match? And I love Rhea Ripley, but I think it's Jade Cargill because she sucks. Rhea has to carry Jade with this because Jade sucks. It feels like Rhea has to do a lot of the heavy lifting because Jade Cargill's just not good.
This is what we get on TV after they're back and forth on social media.
Calling each other a bitch. Like, you're going to have to do a lot more to get me more excited for your match at WrestleMania.
This is what they're doing on television. Meanwhile, after their interaction on social media.
Exciting. Look at my muscles. Oh, I'm that bitch.
Great.
Like, yeah, exciting indeed, right?
Yeah. Speaking of exciting, we have this other exciting match that happened on SmackDown. We had women's tag team title match featuring the Irresistible Forces against Charlotte and Alexa Bliss.
And the Bellas were on special commentary for this match, and they come in and cause a DQ. And then we get Bellas versus Lash and Nia Neck this Friday on SmackDown tomorrow for the tag titles. Great!
Awesome. Amazing.
Oh, but the Bella Twins deserve their shot. They're the Bella Twins. Respect them. You owe them. They're not owed shit.
What are we gonna get? What are we gonna get? You know what we're gonna get next week? We're gonna get another disqualification finish. We're gonna get Alexa and Charlotte attacking the Bella Twins.
Or we're gonna get botch mode. Botch. Yeah, Brie Bella, botch mode. Holy shit, bro. We also got the opening of SmackDown last Friday. Drew McIntyre said, I've had enough. I quit. Oh, but why are you thinking of complaining? Why are you not liking this? Correct me if I'm wrong. Didn't we get the same exact thing during the feud with CM Punk and Drew McIntyre 2 years ago in 2024, where Drew said he quit?
Yeah.
Such creativity there.
Oh, and
Stop shitting on it. This isn't that bad. This is good. Stop shitting on it.
yeah, so good. Yeah, such creativity. And you know how long he quit?
For 2 hours?
All of 2 hours.
Because later on we got Jacob Fatu during the show versus Trick Williams, and Trick Williams won against Jacob Fatu thanks to Drew McIntyre.
Man,
but this is good character work for Drew. What?
Oh man, quit. He quit. This is not advice. This should be a fair warning for TV viewers. If somebody quits on live TV, just assume they didn't quit.
Yeah.
Yeah, if somebody says if somebody cuts a promo saying I quit, that's how you know that they're not actually quitting. They'll just show up immediately.
Yeah. What else do we got on the show? Kiana James versus Tiffany Stratton.
Yeah.
This was actually not bad, but I mean, it looks like we're getting Tiffany Stratton and Julia for the women's US title at Mania. Like, there's no story to it. I guess there's no heat to it. You're doing Tiffany on the show, WrestleMania, for the women's US title for what? Tiffany Stratton's been ice cold since she's come back at the Royal Rumble. I mean, do you really care for a Tiffany Julia match at WrestleMania?
I mean, it should be a great match, but like, where's the story to it?
There's no story.
I mean, Kiana James has looked good. She's done good work with this match. Was all right. I'm liking how they've been using her.
Yeah. But they also had on the show, I'm trying to load the show. This phone's being...
we had the Damian Priest and R-Truth against Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
You mean Berto, bro?
It's Humberto. What name is Humberto?
You have Los Garza, Angel and Humberto Carrillo. Angel Garza and Humberto Carrillo.
Yeah, we had Truth and Priest that picked up the win.
With the stereo, and within stereo, AA from R-Truth and South of Heaven from Damian Priest. And apparently Priest and Truth are facing the MFTs for the tag titles tomorrow on SmackDown. Do you give Damian Priest and R-Truth the tag team titles?
I would.
Yeah, get them off the MFTs, please. But Damian Priest, look at where he was 2 years ago as world champion to look at him now. Ice cold.
Yeah, I don't know what they're doing with Damian Priest. Legitimately.
Yeah, I don't like what they're doing with him. I mean, would you give them the titles? Then what do you do with them at WrestleMania? Then what?
I have no idea.
But we also got on SmackDown last week
a Danhausen appearance?
Yeah, Danhausen and The Miz and Cursed.
Yeah.
We also had the Gauntlet match was SmackDown before last week. But we also had on the show, looking at Sami Zayn, we had Sami Zayn backstage talk to Randy. I respect you. Then talked about with Cody being quarterback and stuff like that, blah, blah, blah. And Aleister Black laughing at Sami. I'm liking what they're doing with Sami Zayn here, dude.
Yeah, it's intriguing, to say the least. Yeah, it's intriguing. Yeah, I've been liking the character work he's had.
Yeah. So, and Sami said he can't believe Rhodes would think so lowly of him, and he only said the same thing to Randy Orton because he's one of one, a 14-time champion that this business will never see again. He says he looks up to Orton, but not. Then Sami says he looks up to Randy, but not to Cody. And why? Because they're friends, and friends are supposed to be equals. And he says, yeah, Rhodes is walking into Mania as champion again, but they're equals, and he doesn't get to talk down to him like that. Then Cody says that, and then Cody then takes issue with the idea that he's talking down to him because he spent the last week doing press and talking Sami up as magical, and he doesn't need to look up to him. He just needs to look at the title. then Sammy just has a fit backstage, and then Aleister's Black and Zelina Vega walk up to him. Black then says, all this chasing the title, and has Sammy ever thought of maybe it's not meant for him? Sammy then tells Aleister to stay far away from him and walks off and then walks up before the commercial break. I'm liking what Sammy's doing here.
Yeah.
Really good stuff with Sammy. I could absolutely see him get involved at WrestleMania. Maybe a heel turn. Maybe there's something, if Sami Zayn needs something, maybe it's a new, fresh character change. But we'll see what happens with Sami Zayn, man, going into WrestleMania. Maybe we get Sami Zayn and Aleister Black at WrestleMania, and I believe I pitched that a while ago, I think 2 months ago.
Yeah.
Maybe we get that. I wouldn't mind that. You have Sammy and Aleister at Mania. Aleister beats Sammy with the black mask. Boom. Then later on, Sammy gets involved in Randy and Cody. You know how Aleister wanted the heel Orton again? Maybe Aleister gets Sammy to turn heel. Who knows?
Very possible.
Very intriguing what they're doing with Sami Zayn, man. It could go either way. We'll see what happens, though. But we also had B-Fab and Mia Yim or Meechin hanging out. And then Rhea Ripley's rolling up, and Rhea congratulates Meechin on the fight with Jade. And then Meechin gives Rhea some guff for it. Then B-Fab thanks her and takes Meechin off somewhere to get less grouchy. Mentioned the Bella Twins, the Irresistible Forces, and Alexa and Charlotte, like we said. Damian Priest and R-Truth versus the Garzas. Also, we had Kiana James, Tiffany Stratton mentioned that. Jacob Fatu, Trick Williams. Oh, I think there's some backstage stuff with Trick Williams and Sami Zayn, I believe, as well.
Yeah, they're still continuing this feud.
So Sammy's in a feud with Sammy and Randy.
Yeah, they've been building Trick and Sammy now for months now. We still haven't had that singles match. Is that the WrestleMania match then?
Yeah, maybe it's Sammy and Trick. It could go either way. It's unpredictable, and I like that, actually. So we then get the main event of SmackDown. This was the only good part of SmackDown Friday, bro. The contract signing for WrestleMania WWE title match between Randy Orton and Cody Rhodes. Now, during this contract signing, Cody said that he talks about how in 2007 he signed with the WWE. He started an OVW developmental when they were actually good. Cody Rhodes was an OVW and developmental WWE in 2007. Then he debuted, and then he had his first ever match in WWE in the summer of 2007 in the summer of 2007 on Monday Night Raw against Randy Orton. I think this was during Randy Orton's punting people in the head. I think we had lesser tattoos. He was a legend killer, and Cody had the black hair, and he was just a rookie. I think this when Dusty Rhodes was feuding with Randy Orton in the summer of 2007, I think.
Yeah. And I think Cody's first Raw match, his first WWE match on the main roster was against Randy.
This was the middle of July of 2007. I remember it. And this was before the 2007 Great American Bash as well. This
was during his Age of Orton run before he won. And that was before he won the championship from at No Mercy.
Yeah, that was when Orton punted Shawn Michaels in the head, RVD in the head, Sergeant Slaughter and Dusty Rhodes in the head.
Yeah. He punted John Cena's dad.
Yeah, John Cena Sr. He factored into John Cena injuring his pectoral muscle in late 2007. That one. And I think that was the year Dusty Rhodes got inducted in the 2007 Hall of Fame, and then Randy introduced himself to Dusty as legend, you know the rest, and Cody was defending his dad from Randy, then Randy slapped Dusty in the face when Dusty called Randy disrespectful. Yeah. And then Cody had his first match on Raw in the middle of July of 2007 against Orton. He lost his debut match to Orton, but that was his first match ever in WWE. I remember that, man. Almost 2 decades ago. That was when Cody Rhodes had the generic theme song and the trunks. He had black hair, no tattoos.
He had no knee pad.
Yeah, no knee pad. He did a DDT as a finisher. This was before, I think. Go ahead.
This was before Legacy.
Yeah, before Legacy.
Yeah, Cody, he's come a long way.
Holly.
Yeah, he's coming a long way.
Yeah, Cody Rhodes. So they have a history there with Cody and Randy. Even pre-Legacy, they've had history. So Cody mentioned how in 07 he signed his WWE contract with Developmental, had his first match against Orton on Raw in July of 07. And Cody mentioned how he watched him win the Royal Rumble and main event WrestleMania, and he thought, quote, if I could be like that, and then he left, and then this was probably frowned upon by Randy, made a post saying that he thought Cody would be world champion again. I think this was around before when Cody came back, which it was. Then it says, then Randy says, then Cody, you came back, and there was no Cody verse. His brother wasn't there, or his brother Goldust wasn't there. His wife was busy with the kids, but Randy was right there. He's not Randy's son or his brother, but he's always been proud to be his boy. This says Cody. Then he signs the contract. Then Orton opens the contract. He gets up and he hangs on the ropes. He points at the WrestleMania sign. And Orton, when he opens the contract, he contemplates it for a moment before setting the pen back down and grabbing the microphone. Goes to the corner for a beat before turning back and around. And Randy says he doesn't think Cody understands how he needs this. He says, I need this. I need that. Pointing at the WWE Championship, there's Randy Orton. And then Randy says how he needs the world title, but this was supposed to be easy. He was supposed to be staring Drew McIntyre down. Then Cody offers to take the weight off his shoulders and says he knows the voices are talking, and that's what he expects and what the fans expect. When the bell rings, he wants the legend killer, the one who JBL said, if you built a wrestler from the ground up, he'd look like the three most dangerous letters in all of WWE, RKO. That's when the bell rings, and after the main event, when the last bell rings, Cody says he wants Randy to know he'll always love him. Then Randy signs the contract. Cody claps for Randy. Then they shake hands. And then all of a sudden, Randy Orton slams Cody's head first into the contract signing table. And Randy Orton's ripping Cody Rhodes' dress shirt off. He actually made Cody Rhodes bleed. And he was beating the shit out of Cody, was Randy. And then he had Randy hit Cody in the head with the steps. And then on the announce table, Cody's laying his head on the steel steps on the announce table like a pillow. Randy Orton is told by the backstage agents to get out of here, to leave. Then Randy Orton must have went through the crowd somehow, grabbed the chair, did some concerto to Cody between the chair and the steps. And Randy Orton, ladies and gentlemen, has turned heel. Or did he turn heel? Because I'm sure WWE's aware that he's going to be cheered. Though being a heel at WrestleMania, Randy's going to get cheered. And Cody was booed, by the way, on SmackDown Friday. Your thoughts on this whole thing?
Honestly, that closing segment was fantastic. That was incredible.
A terrible show, but they finished on a high note and finished strong.
Honestly, that was incredible. You know, Randy, he's a sadistic, looked violent.
Yes.
Honestly, sadistic Orton is honestly the best version of Randy Orton. When he's like, this
face, but he works better as heel.
Yeah, he's like when he's that stoned killer.
Yes.
Yeah, and Cody, honestly, Cody did an incredible job too. He's selling the effects of the attack. You know, he's seen when the show went off the air. You know, he's walking. You know, he's helped in the back. You know, he's walking. He's just sad. You see that that footage backstage. You know, with his blood, and he has the championship. Yeah. He looks dejected.
Yes.
Honestly, everybody played their roles perfectly. That was picture perfect. They could not have done this any better than they did. This feels like a WrestleMania main event right there. That feels like a WrestleMania main event.
I think this main event's night one, to be honest.
Yeah.
Now, they didn't do Randy Orton in the punt. I think no way Orton loses now at Mania, right? And honestly, I would have Randy punt Cody in the head at WrestleMania if I'm booking this. I'm not sure how you feel about that. That's how I would book it.
I think honestly that'll be they're setting it up perfectly. They're honestly they'll be the right. Yeah, if you're gonna bring back the punt, you have to bring it back at WrestleMania. I mean,
and there are some people online complaining, "Oh, why did you do this Randy heel turn? One of them turned heel. Now you couldn't have waited for WrestleMania to do this. You need things to happen now. This is fucking WrestleMania. Enough of the waiting. I know Triple H loves to slow burn and wait, but enough of the waiting. This had to happen,
and it made sense to happen. It made sense.
Yes. And also Randy and Cody 1-on-1, Jacob and Drew 1-on-1 at Mania instead of Fatal 4-Way. Yeah. I don't like Cody as champion again, but it was the right move to put it back on him. With getting this was the right move to put it back on Cody. It sucks for Drew, but now you see why it was the right move to put on Cody. Just look at what we got Friday with Randy turning on Cody. And they teased this with Randy and Cody for months.
They teased it for 2 years.
If anything, this made all the sense in the world to do this turn now instead of WrestleMania. Why would you wait for Mania until Mania to do this? Instead of this lovey-dovey and just smooch fest with Randy and Cody with their build at Mania. Nobody wants to see that. You want to see that for a Randy Cody build at Mania? Two of the best storytellers with the best match with the two of them against them that you can do for WrestleMania, and you want it to be a lovey-dovey build? Oh, I like you. I respect you. Like why?
That's the WrestleMania main event. That's some Farmers League.
Yeah, not some like smooch love fest.
Yeah. And you're feuding over the WWE Championship.
The number one title in the company. No matter how many world titles the WWE has, the WWE title is the number one title in the company, in the industry, not the world heavyweight title. Though it's on Raw. Like, this is WrestleMania. Things need to happen now. Enough of the waiting and the slow burn. Things need to happen, and this had to happen, and I'm glad they did this, and they did the right thing. 2.5 hours of a miserable SmackDown out of 3, but they ended on the right strong high note with this, what we got. And at first, before this, I thought Cody would probably retain. Now, Randy could win. No way he loses now. You're not going to turn Randy Orton heel to only have him lose.
No booking malpractice.
Yeah.
That's booking malpractice there.
Or is he a heel, though? Better yet, do we get a double turn? Does Cody turn heel actually at WrestleMania? Because remember, Cody got booed on Friday. And WWE's paying attention to that.
And he said, it was supposed to be easy. This was supposed to be him versus Drew. Like, he didn't want to do it to Cody.
Yeah. And Randy actually is going to explain himself tomorrow on SmackDown, too.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe Cody retains, but he goes heel. I would actually love a heel Cody. Oh, but you can't do that. That would be because of The Rock. Fuck The Rock.
He didn't bother to show up during Cena's heel turn.
Instead, we got Travis Scott.
Awful.
It tainted John Cena's last ever WrestleMania, by the way. Fucking Travis Scott and his theme. Terrible. But Randy and Cody, with Randy turning on Cody, this was absolutely fantastic. And Randy Orton, he was over as a babyface singing his voices theme song, but his better work has always, since day one, been heel. Look at his stuff with The Undertaker in 2005. Look at his stuff with John Cena, his battles with Cena and Triple H and the McMahons when he punted the McMahons in the head, punted Triple H in the head. When Triple H broke into Orton's home in March 2009 before their WrestleMania 25 match, remember? Randy Orton and Kurt Angle, Randy Orton, Rey Mysterio in 2006, Randy Orton teaming with Edge of Rated RKO, Orton's history with HBK and Jeff Hardy, even when Orton in 2018 on SmackDown was pulling on Jeff Hardy's earlobe. Like, heel Randy Orton is the best Randy Orton. When he's a psychotic, unremorseful heel, that is the best Randy Orton on WWE television. No one does it better.
Exactly.
So
and that's exactly. And honestly, I think we've discussed it for years. What was the word we said again? We kept on saying for weeks in this road to WrestleMania. They need excitement. They need buzz.
Yeah. Enough of this waiting. This in the slow burn. Imagine had they dragged this shit out until WrestleMania.
Oh my god!
You can't do that. With a guy like Randy and Cody, two of the best storytellers in the industry, you can't do that. And I know some people were upset that we didn't get the Fatal 4-Way. This is better. This is better. Now, with Randy going heel, now Randy was on Raw Monday on the phone with someone when Michael Cole was interviewing him. Sorry, Michael, I can't talk on the phone right now. Oh, we haven't talked to each other, long time no see in a few weeks. You know, I'm fine. Thank you for waking me up to realize that I'm the Viper. And Randy Orton mentioned to Michael Cole, wrestling has more than one royal family. People are throwing around The Rock, Bob Orton, Kevin Owens, Sami Zayn, Aleister Black. Who do you think was on the phone with Randy Orton?
It was probably Cowboy Bob Orton.
I mean, that would make sense.
I mean, he doesn't have to be there. Cowboy Bob Orton. I mean, I don't know what's he doing up these days. I mean, I hope he's okay. You know, the Ortons. I mean, they are still a respected name in the industry. Obviously, Randy Orton is one of the all-time greats.
Yeah. Randy Orton's grandfather wrestled as Bob Orton Sr. His father, obviously a Hall of Famer, Bob Orton Jr., Cowboy Bob Orton Jr.
Yeah, so you got it could just simply be, Cowboy Bob Orton, reminding his son of who he is, who he was.
Yeah.
And, they simply, they want the WWE Championship, back to the Ortons. Because it's been 6 years since Randy Orton has been WWE Champion.
Yeah.
And they want the championship, they want the belt back in the family.
And he's a 14-time world champion. I don't hate at all Randy becoming a 15-time champion at WrestleMania. I don't mind that at all. I know Cody just won it back, but Cody winning it back just to lose it at Mania to Orton, who cares? I don't care. Get it off Cody. And honestly, a heel Orton as champion coming out of Mania would probably be for the good. And we could get some nice story coming out of it. Who knows? Maybe it's not Cowboy Bob Orton. Kevin Owens is scheduled for reevaluation later this year. Maybe it's Kevin Owens because remember, Owens and Orton, though they were supposed to fight each other at last year's Mania, they don't like each other. But if there's one thing they have in common, Kevin and Randy, is they don't like Cody Rhodes.
They don't like Cody.
Does it lead to Kevin Owens maybe managing Orton to help Orton win the title from Cody at Mania?
That can certainly happen.
If Sami Zayn doesn't go heel, says he likes Randy but not Cody, what if Sami's backtracking that? Or what if Kevin Owens is back at Mania, not cleared, but he helps Randy win the belt from Cody?
That would be great. I mean, that'll be excellent.
If Owens is a manager for Randy for a while, for the time being, and what if Owens is cleared later this year? Go ahead.
Well, he obviously recovers. Kevin Owens, he's a fantastic talker. That's being a mic. He's one of their best mic talkers. You could utilize him in that regard. While he reevaluates in the summer.
Well, he's working to get cleared.
Yeah.
And you have Randy coming out of WrestleMania as WWE champion, and you have Sami Zayn involved, and you have Kevin Owens as Randy Orton's manager with Orton as WWE champion. I would actually be a nice story anchor for SmackDown. Something, what have we been saying, that SmackDown and WWE needs that anchor story like the Bloodline? This could be something like that. And who knows, maybe Randy Orton coming out of Mania, I've pitched this. Randy Orton creates his new 2.0 legacy faction, but you call up Ricky Saints and Ethan Page, put them on SmackDown, and put them with Randy Orton to form a legacy 2.0 faction. Just like Randy did in 2009 with Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr. Remember that?
Yeah.
But instead of Cody and DiBiase, you have Ricky and Ethan. I'd love that. Can you imagine Randy Orton in a new legacy faction on SmackDown with Orton, Ethan Page, and Ricky Saints? I love that. And Ricky and Ethan know Cody very, very well. it would get Ricky and Ethan started the absolute right way on the main roster. You put them with a legend
established them as the stars.
Absolutely. And Ricky and Ethan have been tagging lately in NXT. I don't see why not. Maybe the SmackDown after WrestleMania sometime after Mania. And Ricky and Ethan are ready for the main roster anyway. They're not champions anymore down there. Why not call them up after Mania? I actually love that idea, New Legacy 2.0. And how Randy, when he formed Legacy, he formed it like Legacy in 09 because like DiBiase, Rhodes, and Cody all grew up in the business. Randy creates another Legacy faction, but with two people who didn't grow up in the business, where Randy thought he could trust Cody because he's family, but he realizes that Cody was the politician, was only using him. Now Randy, to get back at Cody, he forms his own Legacy button, image he should have thought a long time ago, and Randy brings up Ricky and Ethan. That could be great. And you have Sami Zayn involved, and then Owens is managing Ricky, Ethan, and Orton on SmackDown coming out of Mania, and Sami Zayn's involved, and he's trying to get to Owens and tries to tell Owens, why are you doing this? You're so much better than this. This is not you. Like, this isn't you. Like, what happened to the real Kevin Owens? You know how, like, almost similar. Remember how Sami Zayn was in the Bloodline and Owens tried to convince Sami that the Bloodline doesn't care about you, they're using you. But now the roles are reversed and Sami's trying to convince Kevin that Randy doesn't care about you, he's using you. And it leads to, if Owens gets cleared, he turns face and turns on Orton and Owens is cleared. And it leads to Randy and KO for the title, WWE title, sometime later this year. And then maybe Sami Zayn wins the Rumble next year. Maybe get Sami take the WWE title off Orton at next year's Mania. What are your thoughts on that?
That'd be fantastic.
That'd be great.
That could be one of their best storylines they've ever told.
And that would probably carry SmackDown throughout this year, most of this year, probably.
Probably it could carry them to WrestleMania next year.
And that's something that SmackDown absolutely needs. What they're missing is that anchor story. Like, remember with the Bloodline, and then eventually Sami Zayn joined the Bloodline. Remember how great television that was?
That was some of the greatest television they've ever produced.
With Sami Zayn saying Jey Uso wasn't feeling very Usy, and then when Roman told Sami to take off the original Bloodline shirt, and everyone thought Sami was out the Bloodline, only for Sami Zayn to get an honorary Uso t-shirt from Roman, and they trolled everyone. And Roman's like, Sami, what do you got to say? And Sami's like, I acknowledge you, my tribal chief. It led to some great, great television. And Sami Zayn just being a national treasure, making Roman break character with the very Usi line. And Jay was trying not to laugh, and Roman was trying not to laugh. Randy Orton with a 2.0 legacy on SmackDown may not be better than that, but it would actually be a good storyline anchor like that. They in SmackDown and WWE could use something like that. I love it. So I hope they go. We'll see what happens, but I love the ending of SmackDown Friday with Orton turning on Cody. And maybe this is not a heel turn. Maybe it's not a heel turn. Maybe Randy thinking he's got to do what he needs to do, but we'll see where it goes. But I know they just started, but so far it's off to the right start. And honestly, if you ask me, bro, the WrestleMania world title matches for Mania, they're starting off the right way. The rest of the card is lacking. Hopefully that picks up too. Now then they got Brock and Oba. What do you think? WrestleMania season yet or not there just yet?
It's getting there.
I could not agree more. But concluding the WWE talk, talk about SmackDown, then Raw, and then NXT. AEW Dynamite, bro. Man, what a shit show that was last night, bro. Worst Dynamite of 2026.
Well, before that, we can talk about Revolution first. So for added context.
All right. Revolution was actually, yes. Yeah, we could do that. Revolution 2026. This was actually not bad. Long, but it was not bad.
Yeah.
We had, the pre-show I'm not talking about because it was a waste of time. Boom and Doom beat the Infantry. Who cares? Yeah, Infantry. Who?
Jars.
Yeah, Boom and Doom win. Who gives a fuck? Get the Costco guys off AEW television, please. Yeah, like Big Justice, like do some diamond cutter. Like, who cares? Who cares? I'd love to know why the Costco guys are still on AEW TV. We got Willow Nightingale. Go ahead.
I'd love to know too. Does
Willow
Tony Khan
Nightingale-
loves those Costco's?
Yeah, the Costco guys. Yeah. Willow Nightingale beat Lena Cross to retain the TBS title. Why was this on the main? Why was this on the pre-show? Why did we get this?
I have no idea.
Why was this on the pre-show in general? Why was this not on the main show? And stuff. Oh, and Jack Perry won the national title. 21-man Blackjack Battle Royal for the national title. Jack Perry won by last eliminating Ricochet, who we'll talk about, by the way. He may actually be fired from AEW. National title, man. They say it's prestigious, right?
Oh my god.
Jack Perry wins a national title. Who gives a fuck? Oh, but it's the same arena he was at for SummerSlam online. The same arena, Staples Center. Oh, but it's a full circle moment for Jack Perry. The national title doesn't mean jack shit. And look at these people in the Blackjack Battle Royal. Listen to this. Tommaso Ciampa, Juice Robinson, El Clon, Ace Austin, Katsuyori Shibata, Roosh, Daniel Garcia, Trent Beretta, the Beast Mortos, Commander, Dalton Castle, Anthony Bowens, Dralistico, Leo Rush, Scorpio Sky, who? Yeah, forgot he was even employed. Johnny TV, aka John Morrison, AR Fox, Rocky Romero, and Austin Gunn.
Wow, what a collection of stars there in that battle royal.
What did this do for anybody?
0.
Oh, but
This
they're
is
fighting for the national title.
Yeah, the most useless title in all of wrestling. This is the pay-per-view card, by the way. These are the people in the battle royal. Trent ? Rocky Romero, Commander, El Clone. Great. Just fucking great.
Yeah.
Now, I'm going to be honest here. I will say this right now. I did not watch one single wrestling move in this battle royal.
I don't blame you.
What a collection of geeks.
Oh, and by the way, didn't most of them fight on the also participants fight on the outside during with them in the match?
Yep.
I
don't know what.
Stop being nitpicky. It's a battle royal. It's a battle royal. You're supposed to be wrestling in the ring, not outside the ring, where one of the rules to eliminate your opponent is to throw them over the top rope and eliminate them, right?
Oh my god.
Waste of time battle royal. Oh, but it's the Blackjack Battle Royal. Who cares?
Moving on.
We did get the opener match. FTR beat the Young Bucks to retain the tag team titles for the 18th millionth time. We did get Adam Copeland and Christian Cage coming back, though, which was nice.
I think we kind of expected it to happen.
And
so
apparently,
we're heading into Dynasty.
And apparently at Dynasty, it's FTR versus Adam Copeland and Christian Cage for the tag titles at Dynasty.
Yeah, as expected. Well, I think I predicted that Edge and Christian were gonna come in after the match.
Yeah,
We would did that.
Yeah, but
I mean, the match was good, but this was honestly what I cared most. Honestly,
it's like how many times can we see the FTR versus Bucks? Like, move on from that.
Yeah. Honestly, the only thing I cared about legitimately was Edge and Christian coming in. That's honestly the only reason why this match was even there, because they wanted a big return, and they needed for someone for FTR to retain against.
Mm-hmm. So FTR and Young Bucks, they need to move on from that. Speaking of, I wish they'd move on from this. Timeless Tony Storm and Marina Shafir. Timeless Tony Storm wins where everyone was banned from ringside, but we did get Tony Storm winning, but this was overshadowed, especially Marina Shafir was overshadowed by this. Ronda Rousey is with AEW. She showed up and she was booed. The same woman who called wrestling and WWE wrestling, called wrestling fake. And she has an upcoming fight on WWE's platform, Netflix, right? And she showed up at Revolution. This is a bad look for AEW, man, to bring her in.
Oh my God.
I don't see any much good with Ronda and AEW at all. I don't. Like, what is this going to do?
Nothing. Like,
Oh,
I don't know why.
On Ronda Rousey. This is great for AEW. Why do you hate her? She's was good in her first WWE run. Her second run was shit. Did you not remember her second WWE run where she came back at the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble and won it? It was handed to her. I remember Ronda and Charlotte at WrestleMania 38, which I was there live, by the way. Remember that match?
Terrible.
Ronda and Charlotte. Wasn't that crowd literal library silence?
Yeah.
And Ronda was made to look like a dumbass. With the referee's knockdown and Charlotte's tapping out to Ronda's armbar and Charlotte retains off a boot.
Yeah.
Oh, but Ronda's the baddest woman on the planet.
Baddest.
Yeah, the baddest woman on the planet. She's a UFC MMA fighter. And she main evented WrestleMania in 2019. And she was Raw Women's Champion. She doesn't care about the business, doesn't care about the industry. She's there for herself and the money. She's very selfish and greedy. And remember when Becky Lynch was interviewed, what was it, 2019, I think it was, that Becky Lynch called out Ronda Rousey for being ungrateful that everything was handed to her, and she cried at home because she was part-time and everything was handed to her, and she didn't have to earn anything, where Becky Lynch had to work her ass off to earn it. And Becky called Ronda out on it and saying Ronda doesn't respect the industry and is disrespectful towards it and calls wrestling fake. Does Ronda that? Ronda says that, you know, she doesn't want to listen to anyone. She doesn't want to do what she wants, and it's all about Ronda, and God forbid it doesn't go her way. You know, the same shoot promo that Adam Pearce called out Ronda Rousey. Late 2022 episode of SmackDown. Remember when Adam Pearce called Ronda Rousey the biggest bitch he's ever met and said it's going to be all about Ronda, right? And God forbid it doesn't go Ronda's way or else all hell breaks loose.
Literally.
Like, this woman, Ronda Rousey, is ungrateful. She's ungrateful. And she doesn't care. And just throws her weight around her. And correct me if I'm wrong. Remember the 2022 Women's Royal Rumble that Ronda won? Wasn't it supposed to be Sasha Banks winning it? It was supposed to be Sasha versus Charlotte at WrestleMania in 2022 in Dallas for the SmackDown Women's title.
Exactly.
Because they were clearly building towards that. Oh, but Ronda and AEW is going to draw bigger eyeballs. She's a big get in the draw.
What eyeballs?
What, 2019, 2018? Okay, but now?
Yeah, I'll tell you what eyeballs did it get. It got bad eyeballs. That's what it got.
But she's feuding with Tony Storm. Yeah, what's good is that going to do for Tony Storm?
Nothing.
Oh, but Tony Storm and Ronda should be good. You really think Ronda is willing to put anyone over and is willing to put Tony Storm over? You think Ronda's putting Tony Storm over? You're a fool. Honestly, I feel bad for Tony Storm.
This is the best we have for Tony Storm, a feud with Ronda Rousey.
Look where Tony Storm was last year with Mariah May at Revolution, last year with the Hollywood ending, and now look a year later. Look, it's like how the mighty have fallen.
This is awful.
How do you have Tony Storm go from that last year to this a year later? I feel terrible for Toni Storm. And you know how Ronda played politics in 2022 to change from Sasha and Charlotte at Mania 38 to Ronda and Charlotte at Mania 38? And Ronda playing politics, and Ronda was the reason that Sasha got her Mania 38 plans fucked up. Oh, Ronda wasn't the reason. Ronda didn't throw her weight around for that. Yes, she did. Yes, she did. And Mercedes / Sasha's in AEW. Like, you thought Ronda throwing the weight around against Sasha in WWE in 2022, you thought that was bad? Look at Ronda and Mercedes now. Oh, well, they get along.
Sure thing, buddy. Sure thing. We haven't seen Mercedes on AEW television since December.
Don't say I wonder why.
I wonder why.
Ronda Rousey
this is another
AEW.
This is another feud. This feud is still continuing.
Marina Shafir and Toni Storm. Oh, but Marina and Ronda are together. They're the 4 horsewomen of MMA. It makes sense.
Who gives a shit? The matches will be terrible.
What about Marina's in the Death Riders? What about Ronda with the Death Riders? Please, for the love of God, no.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, because it's exactly what I want to see. Ronda Rousey and the Death Riders. Yeah. A faction consisting of Ronda Rousey, Maria Shafir, Daniel Garcia, and Wheeler Useless.
Yeah.
Exciting faction there. Yeah, such a badass faction there.
Ronda Rousey in AEW will do nothing but bad for them.
And she was booed out of the building in Los Angeles.
This woman called wrestling fake. Oh, really? Let's ask Edge, who was forced to retire for 9 years. Let's ask Sting, who broke his neck in 2015. Or Paige in 2018, who was forced to retire. Or Daniel Bryan in 2016, who had a concussion and was forced to retire for 2 years until 2018. Yeah, but pro wrestling is fake, right? Sure thing.
I wonder what changed.
So she calls WWE fake. Awful take from Ronda. Now Ronda's in AEW, and all of a sudden now the sickos are happy that she's in AEW because she's not in WWE.
Oh,
if you're a sicko, don't even defend this.
I guess money talks after.
Yeah. And Ronda's only there for the money anyway. Ronda's not there for you or me. She's there for herself. Ronda Rousey is there for Ronda Rousey. She don't care. As long as she gets paid. And what Ronda Rousey in the AEW women's division. Like, you really think that's going to do good for their division? In fact, it may do more harm than good.
What are we going to get? We're going to get Toni Storm and Ronda Rousey at Wembley Stadium.
Please, you really think Ronda is willing to lose and put people over?
Sure thing, pal. Yeah, good luck.
And you wonder why Anna Jay is leaving. And Chris Statlander's that unhappy. You thought Statlander was poorly booked in AEW. Now that Ronda's here, I would not be shocked if Tony has Stat faces Ronda and Ronda buries Stat. I would not be shocked if that happens. And Britt Baker hasn't been back, by the way, and she has to say it's not up to her. It's up to Tony. He's the boss, right?
Oh, come on, now, bro. Tony Khan, he would love to have Britt Baker back. That's according to him.
As if Tony Khan's not the owner, right? You're the owner. Bring her back.
Oh my God.
So let me get this straight. We can bring in Ronda Rousey into AEW, but we can't bring back Britt Baker, right? Makes sense, don't it?
Yeah, laughable.
This is not a good move at all for Ronda into AEW. It does more negative than positive.
I certainly hope she isn't signed.
If she is, I really think that is the start of the downfall for the AEW women's division. I really do. Like, remember what CM Punk and Elite and Brawl Out? You thought that was bad? This could possibly be a 2.0 version of that, but with Ronda and Mercedes. I guarantee it if Ronda's signed.
Maybe she isn't. I don't know. But if she is, yikes.
If Ronda is signed by Tony in AEW, it's only the beginning of the end of the AEW women's division. I'm telling you right now. If Ronda is signed, we could see a mass exodus of AEW women out of AEW, like Britt Baker, Statlander, Mercedes, because she doesn't like Ronda.
Just terrible.
This is not a good look at all on AEW. Not a good look.
Like, what does this do for anybody? Nothing.
It's a terrible look on Tony and AEW. Like, this woman called wrestling fake, and you bring her into AEW. Do you know how bad of a look that is?
Or maybe Ronda's a liar, just like everyone else is. Maybe she's a liar.
Terrible, terrible, terrible. With Ronda Rousey and AEW. It's not moving the needle, by the way. It'll do nothing for AEW. Oh, but she main evented WrestleMania. She was a Raw Women's Champion. Evolution 2018 happened because of Ronda Rousey. She fought the 4 Horsewomen. She fought Becky and Charlotte. She was SmackDown Women's Champion and feuded with Charlotte. Yeah, in 2022 that nobody asked for.
Who gives a shit about any of these achievements? That doesn't mean this move is good.
Like, she fought Shotzi, at War Games 2022 Survivor Series, fought Shotzi Blackheart, almost injured and hurt Shotzi Blackheart really bad. When Triple H took over and turned Shotzi face again with the Tank, took care of business, Tank bringing that back. Then Ronda was fighting Raquel, and then the same night Charlotte came back. This was the last SmackDown of 2022, right? Where Charlotte came back in the purple attire. And then Ronda was with Shane at the time. Ronda was the SmackDown Women's Champion and said, you know the line, Ronda, oh, Charlotte, oh, Queenie, let's have this match at SummerSlam. No, not SummerSlam, Royal Rumble, WrestleMania. Remember that Bosch promo line from Ronda at the time?
Funny, hilarious.
Ronda Rousey, shit wrestler, cannot wrestle for shit and can't talk for shit. Awful. And you really think Ronda and AEW is going to do good for AEW? Sure thing. Sure thing. If Ronda is signed to AEW, that women's division AEW is fucking done for, though. Like, if Ronda goes to AEW women's division, they're toast. Mark my words. When that happens, you know where you heard it from.
Yeah, well, you know what will happen? We're going to have Ronda Rousey beating Thekla for the women's title.
Ronda, not even 4 months, 2 months, she'll win the women's title. Watch Tony Khan do that. I would not be shocked if he books that. Oh, but that won't happen. Really? Watch Ronda Rousey request that. I would not be shocked if it happens. You watch, it's coming. Terrible, terrible move with Ronda Rousey signing with AEW, if she is signed. And then Britt Baker says that, then moving on with Britt Baker, she says her AEW return is not up to her. Well, it's up to Tony.
If anything, why did Britt Baker come out after this match? After Tony and Marie?
Britt Baker has not been seen since late 2024. Late 2024, people.
That
you
is a year and a half.
Rousey, but you can't bring Britt Baker back.
That is a year and a half, what she is. If anything, instead of bringing back Ronda, why couldn't Britt Baker come out after this match? Why couldn't it be Britt Baker versus Toni Storm?
I don't know. I don't work for the company, but Tony Khan, because he's a mark, let's bring in Ronda Rousey. Oh, let's bring in Dakota Kai if she's a free agent.
Right there, yeah, logic. Yeah, the logic doesn't exist in the Tony Khan vocabulary.
Clearly not. Honestly, Britt Baker, whenever her contract's up, if I'm Britt Baker, I'm getting the fuck out of there.
Like, he clearly doesn't want to use her. Like,
he wants to ice her. Is her contract up later this year, I think? If you're not going to use her, let her go. You clearly have zero plans for her, and you're icing her and punishing her and icing her for no reason. Let her go. You're not using her. She doesn't want to be there. Let her fucking walk. Let Britt Baker walk. Honestly, I think in the several months, I could see Britt Baker out of AEW, maybe join WWE. I could see that whenever her contract's up. I would be very surprised if she doesn't jump ship. I think she does. I think she's one of the next to jump ship. Her and Chris Statlander. Anna Jay, we've said it here on the show. Anna Jay is as good as gone from AEW, bro. Yeah. Anna Jay, she could very well be at Stand and Deliver March on April 4th.
I could see that.
Yeah.
And I'm actually predicting that it happens.
Yeah. Anna Jay, there's no signs of her signing a new deal with AEW. She's as good as gone from AEW. And then we have our good old buddy Trevor Mann, Ricochet, right? He replies to someone on Twitter saying, "I'm glad you have MS."
What an idiot.
And then I see you quote tweet him, right? I liked your quote tweet, but I think it got taken down because Ricochet was pretty much, let's be real, Ricochet was told to take the tweet down.
Yeah, this idiot, this geek. He tells somebody that he's glad that they got a medical disease. You know what the comment he responded to? You know what the comment said to him? They told him that your acting is terrible.
No lies detected.
Yeah.
Remember NXT episode late 2022 where I think Trick Williams was still with a pairing with Carmelo Hayes at the time, and Ricochet was coming in the ring about to put a mic to his mouth, and Carmelo Hayes tells Trick, "Hey Trick, be careful. That guy Ricochet, he's got a mic in his hands. I'm not sure if he knows how to use it." And then Trick Williams told Ricochet, "Don't hurt yourself, dog."
That was great.
And they were right. Ricochet on the mic is fucking terrible. He is awful on the microphone.
He's awful on the microphone. He has no charisma. He's no personality. He cannot act.
Well, he's a great wrestler.
Yeah, that's the only thing he's good at. He can wrestle.
But when it comes to promos, charisma, and personality, he is absolutely atrocious on the microphone. Atrocious. Oh, well.
He has all the personality of a doorknob.
Oh, well, me, Ricochet, I didn't come here to talk. Then Drew McIntyre tells him on an episode of Raw in mid-2019, "Well, then shut up then." Hey, I didn't come here to talk. Well, then shut up then. When Drew buried Ricochet so hard on the mic. And then this guy Ricochet, remember he fought Brock Lesnar in Saudi Arabia for the WWE title, and Ricochet said he earned his title shot. And then 90 seconds, he was squashed and buried by Brock Lesnar. And Ricochet got what? No offense on Lesnar?
Yeah. I wonder why.
And then Ricochet, with this MS comment, he was pretty much told to take it down, right? Ricochet sucks on the mic, and Ricochet sucks on social media, apparently. He even said this. Listen to this. And one of our other good buddies, Darwish, even called out Ricochet on his apology. Ricochet says this. He says, "I took out my hatred for the IWC on Sandy and inadvertently others who are affected by MS. She didn't deserve it, and for that, I sincerely apologize. Moving forward, I'll do better." And then Darwish calls out this so-called apology from Ricochet. Darwish quote tweets Ricochet and called him out on this. "You don't mean it. You only apologize because of the backlash and your bosses told you to. You are an asshole and piece of shit."
No.
Tell Darwish when he's telling lies.
Literally.
This so-called apology from Ricochet, correct? Moving forward, I'll do better.
Yeah, moving forward, yeah. What did you do? It took him a day to take down the tweet. He goes on Twitch after he made this comment. He goes on Twitch like nothing happened to stream with the Maximum Male models.
Massey and Mansoir. Who? Yeah, WWE rejects.
Yeah, sincere indeed. Yeah, if he was so sincere, why did he go on Twitch and wanting people to forget that what he said never happened?
And now Ricochet might lose his job in AEW because of this. In fact, I think according to Brian Alvarez, it was something saying that Ricochet is crossing his fingers he's not fired by next week. So Ricochet may be gone from AEW because of his stupidity.
Oh my God.
Now, I don't call for anyone to lose their job, but it's like, if anything, Ricochet needs help. He needs help on how to use social media, take the phone away from him, and get this guy the help he needs. Because clearly he sucks on social media. Like, imagine how Ricochet behaves on social media, such as like an immature child. Like, imagine if Ricochet did this kind of behavior in WWE. Would you ever see that, bro?
No.
Like, if Ricochet did something like this in WWE, he would almost immediately be punished.
He'd probably be fired too.
Yeah, he'd be in the doghouse, and eventually he'd probably have him be a jobber for a while, then ultimately released. Like anybody in general, imagine if anybody, like, do you ever see anybody in WWE currently act the way Ricochet does on social media? Do you see Chelsea Green act like this? Do you see anybody like in WWE, like Chris Sabin, Alex Shelley, or anybody, Dominik, like JD McDonough or Finn Balor? Do you ever see any of them act like how Ricochet acts on social media and with them in WWE? No. Like, WWE has a social media management team. This is something AEW could use, but they don't have.
Just imagine being this offended. Imagine being this offended because somebody told you rightfully that you can't act.
Yeah. And then Ricochet responds, "I'm glad you have MS." Like, that's not even being a heel at that point. That's just being an asshole. Oh, but it's heels heat. No, it's not even close to that.
It's being an asshole.
Yeah, it's being an asshole, and it's being a fucking dickhead. Literally, it's like being a prick. Like, imagine, like, it's like, imagine, like, it's a terrible look. Like, it comes off so disrespectful and uncalled for by Ricochet. Total disrespect.
Now, do I see him being fired? I don't advocate for him to get fired. I don't think he should be fired, but he should be suspended for 30 days. At least.
Now I guess we know why they took the national title off Ricochet.
Yeah, and he wasn't on Dynamite this week.
Gee, I wonder why.
Yeah, I wonder why. And he wasn't at the recent Collision taping, too.
Speaking of Collision, man, horrendous card for Collision. We're not even going over it. That's how bad it looks.
Yeah.
But with Ricochet, man, it's just clearly something is not right with Ricochet. And I mean, Ricochet is at fault for the way he behaves on social media, but it all starts at the top. And ultimately this is all on Tony Khan for not being a boss and telling Ricochet, "Hey, listen, Ricochet, look, I see how you behave on social media. This is not it. Let's not do it." Tony Khan, instead of stepping in and being a boss, no, he lets Ricochet do whatever the fuck he wants. He'd rather befriend Ricochet than be a boss. Ultimately, dude, this all falls on Tony Khan at the end of the day.
He should have prevented this a long time ago.
Yeah, should have nipped this in the bud ages ago, before it even got to that point. Like, again, imagine Ricochet tried pulling something like this in WWE, would he even come close to pulling it to this point, or even a thing at all with this? No. Under Triple H, fuck no. Like, imagine if Ricochet tried this under Paul Levesque.
You'll be fired on the spot. That's what would happen.
Yeah, he'd be embarrassed. Big time.
I think one of the Gates of Agony guys, the Bishop Connie, he had an emoji, a two-finger emoji.
Yeah. Yeah, I seen it.
I wonder if it's related to what happened with Ricochet.
I would not be shocked if that's the case, but
I feel bad. Honestly, most importantly, I feel bad for the Gates of Agony. I know we are not so fans of the demand.
The demand.
Not so demand.
The demand, bro.
You know, I did demand. Yeah, I did demand for this. I demand for Ricochet to be suspended.
I don't want to see him lose his job, but I mean, just take the phone away from Trevor, man.
Honestly, like I feel bad though for the Gates of Agony, like because they're the ones paired up with Ricochet.
Yep.
And now their positions on TV are in jeopardy because of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but what a fucking idiot! What an idiot!
Yeah, shame on Ricochet. Shame on him. And you notice how Fightful and Sean Ross Sapp didn't report this, by the way.
Yeah, Fightful, Meltzer.
They said, "Oh, Ricochet apologized." Okay. Oh, Ricochet apologized. Oh, all's good in the world.
Sure thing.
Moving on, from Ricochet, John Moxley and Konosuke Takeshita. Moxley retained the Continental title with a technical submission. You would think, wouldn't have the right thing been Takeshita win the title? But no, that doesn't happen.
Very logic does not exist in Tony Khan's world.
Moxley retained by technical submission. Why?
That's why. I don't know why Moxley even needs a belt in AEW, if I'm honest. He doesn't need anything. He's already a made man.
Terrible.
I mean, the match was good, but just the wrong outcome.
Yeah. We did get other matches like the Divine Dominion. That's Megan Bayne and Lena Cross. They beat the Babes of Wrath, Harley Cameron and Willow Nightingale for the tag titles. After Willow retained on the pre-show for the TBS title against Lena Cross, I knew Megan Bayne and Lena Cross would win the titles, which was the right move. Honestly, this is the right move.
Yeah, this was the right move. This had to happen, especially if Willow was going to retain on the pre-show. You're not gonna and Lena got her win back here.
Yeah.
So a nice moment for Lena and Willow. Not Willow, Lena and Willow team. Yeah, what was surprised? Lena and Megan.
Yeah.
I do feel sorry though for Penelope Ford. Just seeing that title win. I did legitimately feel bad for her because this was honestly meant to have been her and Megan Bayne as the champions.
Yeah.
But then the injuries fucked up everything. I mean, good for Lena. I mean, first few weeks in AEW, she's a champion. So far, she's done well. I just feel sorry though for Penelope Ford.
Yeah. But congrats
she was meant to win the belts weeks ago with Megan on Dynamite.
Yeah, had Penelope Ford not got hurt, it would have been Penelope and Megan as champions.
Yeah.
But congrats to Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, man. Happy for them. Congrats to Divine Dominion.
And yeah, most importantly, Megan Bayne is a champion.
Yes, as she should. Maybe a worthless women's tag titles, but she is a champion, which is deservedly good.
Honestly, if Penelope Ford gets clear, why not do the Freebird loop with all three ladies? Maybe have Megan then go to a single run.
You could do that. I wouldn't hate that.
Honestly, if I'm being honest, if Penelope comes back, I would have her and Lena as the team, and have Megan then dethrone Willow for the TBS title.
Yeah, we'll see, but Megan Bayne and Lena Cross, man, they win the titles, they deserve it. Congrats to them. We also got on the show Swerve Strickland beating Brody King, which I knew he would. This was the right move. You're not going to turn Swerve heel, just have him lose.
Yeah. Kenny Omega then appeared. Yeah, that Kenny Omega appeared.
And we're getting Swerve and Omega Dynasty, by the way.
Or are we?
Or we're getting it next week?
Yep.
Why? You're giving that
there was another return on the show. So there was another return on the show, Will Ospreay.
Yeah.
Yeah, Will Ospreay, he came out, I think, after the Death Riders match, the John Moxley Takeshita match. He lays out Pac and Useless and Garcia.
Yeah.
And the first thing he does, Will Ospreay, by the way, this is Will Ospreay, freshly returned from neck injury, Will Ospreay. And the first thing he does is a corkscrew moonsault on the Death Riders.
So you have this man come back from a serious injury. In his first night back, he's doing a dangerous move, a corkscrew that is a high risk move that could re-injure you real quick again.
Yeah, and if you see the spot,
is Tony to tell some of these people with these ridiculous spots no.
Yeah, he does a corkscrew moonsault from the outside of the Death Rider. I think it's a spot he's done basically for years now. And he's went all right. He does this move his first night back, and if you see correctly, he legitimately almost broke his arm. I think his left arm hit the apron.
Yep.
I don't know if he was trying to cushion the landing to try to protect his neck, but it looked fucking dangerous. He is lucky. He got lucky there.
Yeah. We also got on the show Thekla retaining the women's title against Statlander to 2 out of 3 falls. Both tied at 1, then Thekla won the third fall after 17 and a half minutes. Thekla retains, as she should. Thekla retains as he predicted.
I mean,
Chris Statlander, man.
I mean, the match was good, but just predictable.
Statlander, I don't know when her contract's up. I think she's as good as gone as soon as her contract's up.
Honestly, if you see that crowd reaction, she got no reaction. As a matter of fact, both her and Thekla got no reactions during the match.
I feel bad for Statlander, dude. I really do.
Yeah, she hasn't been done any favors.
I feel awful for her, man. I don't know when Chris Statlander's AEW contract is up, but my God, I hope it's up soon and she cannot get out of there fucking fast enough. Like, look at what they've done with their women's title reign. Then remember when she was a heel, then they quickly turned her face, didn't know what to do with her. And then she's fed to Thekla not once but twice. If I'm Chris Statlander, like, I don't know when Stat's contract is up, but whenever it's up, dude, if I'm Chris Statlander, I'm saying no to re-signing with Tony Khan in AEW. The money may be greater in AEW, but money is not everything. And Stat is not just about the money. She genuinely cares about wrestling and is passionate about professional wrestling. Like, if I'm Stat, as soon as her deal is up with AEW, I'm getting the fuck out of there. And I would not be shocked if she's one of the next in the coming months to jump ship from AEW to WWE. If with Chris Statlander jumping ship from AEW to WWE, I would not be shocked if that happens. I don't know when her deal's up, though it's none of our business. But man, her contract, if it's not up soon, it cannot come up fast enough. And I think she got injured. So Tony Khan, sadly, may tack injury time, which would fucking suck. Tony is doing nothing with Statlander in AEW. He's doing her no favors in AEW whatsoever. She's another one like Britt Baker. Tony has no plans for Britt Baker and Chris Statlander, meaningful plans for them. Let them go. And honestly, Statlander, the way she's being treated piss poorly in AEW, she's better off out of there into WWE. At least in WWE, she'll be a lot more respected, appreciated. And, you know, and even if she was a heel in WWE, they would be a lot better with her as a heel in WWE than she ever was in AEW. And at least she finds a good character in WWE. Put her in NXT, she'd fit like a glove. I really think Statlander, when her deal is up with AEW, I really feel it's worth Chris Statlander making the jump from AEW to WWE whenever she's free from AEW and Tony Khan.
At least when she turns, it would make sense.
She's done everything there. She's fought everyone there. There's nothing left for her there. Why would she even stay there at this point? She's being booked like shit. Her women's title reign was booked like shit. And Tony Khan is to blame. I feel terrible for Chris Statlander, bro. I feel terrible for her. I really hope she's able to get the fuck out of there soon. I really do. Any other comments on this, bro?
I do feel sorry for her. They have not done her right any favors. Like, they gave her no storylines as champion.
None.
Like, this feud with Thekla went on forever. They haven't dropped the belt on television.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where she goes from, bro, honestly.
Awful.
I mean, the match was good. It's just like, why should we care? And we knew that Tekla should not be losing the title so soon.
Yeah. Speaking of, and I hope Thekla and Chris Statlander, I hope this is over.
Will it be over? Probably not.
Statlander did get a fall in this 2 out of 3 falls. We probably get this match again. Watch.
I mean, they're continuing Tony and Marina, so it won't surprise me if they continue this.
Speaking of which, I wish would not continue. The trios title match, the Don Callis family with Okada, Kyle Fletcher, and Mark Davis. They lost their trios titles to Mystico, who's now All Elite, and Jet Speed, Mike Bailey, and Kevin Knight.
Great.
Who cares?
That's exactly what I paid to see for this pay-per-view.
Yeah, moving on. Andrade versus Bandito. This is one of the best parts on the show. And I'm liking what Andrade's doing in AEW, man. He feels rejuvenated. He's doing some good work recently. I got to give him credit. And Bandito is one of the best wrestlers they have on their roster.
Yeah, it was an excellent match. Honestly, for me, this was the best match on the entire show, if I'm honest. This was my favorite match of the show.
Yeah. And again, Andrade, give him credit. He feels rejuvenated in AEW. And the fact that he's with Don Callis and Mouthpiece does help Andrade because he can't really speak that good English on his own.
Yeah.
But this was
honestly,
really
he benefited greatly from pairing up with Don Callis.
Yeah. So good stuff with Andrade and Bandito. And Andrade looks like he's up on the ranks in the main event scene in AEW. I could probably see him versus MJF at Dynasty. MJF versus Andrade at Dynasty for the world title. What do you think about that, bro?
I could see it.
But good match here with Andrade and Bandito.
Honestly, if I'm honest, I mean, looking at what the Dynasty card looks like and the landscape of the AEW main event scene, it would probably make more sense if it's Andrade challenging MJF now at Dynasty. I mean, Omega, Swerve, those guys, they're busy with each other. So you're gonna need someone to give MJF a great match, and they've been building Andrade and MJF for months now. We got something there.
Yeah. So we'll see what happens, man, going into Dynasty for the AEW World Title situation. Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong versus the Dogs. David Finlay, Gabe Kidd, and Clark Connors.
Great. This was on pay-per-view, by the way.
You thought MFTs and Wyatt 6 was fucking bad? This is just as bad. The Dogs versus Darby Allin, Orange Cassidy, and Roderick Strong. Holy shit. End this fucking thing. If not now.
This feud is never going to end.
And Darby and friends win. Did you care?
No.
Moving on. Last chance Texas death match for the AEW World Title. MJF, he beats Adam Page to retain, and since Adam Page lost, he can't challenge for the AEW title again permanently. Now, this went like almost an hour. This was really good, though, by the way. MJF said he had the best dog collar match and best this match, and now he has the best death match. He's not wrong. This is really good stuff.
I'm gonna get out of here right now. I'm gonna be back. I'm probably gonna be back later.
All right, but real quick, your thoughts on MJF and then Dynamite, real quick, before we get the hell out of here.
Honestly, this was a great brawl off their feud.
I would say it's a Texas death match. You would expect it to be violent and bloody and all that. I would say kudos to MJF. Honestly, this is kind of a match that he won't be doing. But honestly, if I were to say it, this was honestly the best performance he's ever given in his career.
Yeah.
The way he took the bumps and the punishment.
Yes.
The story he told, with the dog collar, as the callback to CM Punk and the dog collar match of Revolution. That was fantastic.
It was, man.
I mean, if you could describe it, say what you will about it, but if there's one thing you could call him, Jeff is a leader. He leads by example. He basically would do anything for this company.
I think MJF said without him, AEW was fucked, and he's not wrong. He pretty much is AEW. Whenever MJF is free from AEW, goes to WWE, I'm telling you, AEW, I don't know where they go. I don't think they stand a chance with him gone. He basically is the heart and soul of AEW. Without him, AEW is dead. And MJF pretty much said that not long ago. I mean, he's not wrong at all. MJF told no lies here. But this was really good with MJF and Adam Page here. And then definitely the right move with MJF retaining. Had he not retained, I think this would have been more bad than good for AEW, I think. Like, MJF as world champion is clearly helping AEW.
Yeah, honestly, it has rejuvenated their main event this season.
It has.
It's made everybody step up their game with MJF as the champion.
Yeah. But then AEW Dynamite, real quick before we get the hell out of here, bro.
I would say that with the Texas Death Match is, both, this was a great match.
It was.
Listen, I get it's a Texas Death Match, but some of the spots, I get it's a Texas Death Match, but some of the spots that it's just, ugh. Like that, the needle thing. Oof. So
yeah,
gross.
It's like through Adam Page's mouth lip. I don't know.
It looked disgusting. Like, it was terrible when they did it with Hangman and Swerve, and it was just as worse.
Yeah,
I think the problem with these matches, they tend to do too much.
They do.
Like just look at what they used here in this.
And by the way, one of the earlier matches that had blood, and then they had that Texas Death Match, some bleeding in there. Yeah, it took away from that.
Yeah, just look at the spots that Hangman and MJF did, as great as they were. Just look at the spots. They used screws, needles, barbed wire.
Yeah.
Explosions. The diamond ring, the belt.
Yeah.
No, he had MJF doing a tombstone on the table. He had Hangman putting MJF through a table.
Yeah.
I did like the ending though. I did like the finish though, with MJF, hanging the Hangman.
Yes.
Because the same way the way Hangman won the title from John Moxley at All In Texas, hanging him from the ropes with the chain. That's basically the finish that they did but it was MJF hanging Hangman with the dog collar.
Yeah.
That was a clever finish.
It was.
And MJF winning was the right call. Like, he had to retain.
Ever since MJF has been world champ again, it's done a lot of good for the main event scene on AEW. Imagine taking the belt off him now. It would do a lot of bad than good for AEW.
Yeah. That was a great ending.
Yeah.
And he needs to be champion heading into Wembley Stadium. That's the guy who should go into the main event of Wembley as the world champion.
Yep, no ands, ifs, or buts on that. Literally. But then they had Dynamite on last night, Wednesday. May I say, worst Dynamite of 2026?
This is one of the worst Dynamite episodes I've ever seen.
It literally, and I think we talked about it last night, right? This episode, Dynamite, last night felt like it was put together by Elmer's glue and Scotch tape. That's how bad it was. Literally, this was so fucking bad. You had, Mina versus Marina Shafir in some kind of, no DQ match that looked so, a Marina Shafir go through a table by putting Mina through a table, and then Mina won with a shot with the glass bottle to the head of Marina. What did this do?
What did this match accomplish? What did this match accomplish? By the way, before this, we had an advertised match of Marina Shafir and Toni Storm.
I don't know. Awful. Mina and Marina Shafir, waste of time. Darby Allin and what? Gabe Kidd? Yeah, another waste of time. You had the main event of the Young Bucks and Jack Perry, right? This was the main event of Dynamite last night, folks, with Jack Perry and the Bucks.
Atrocious.
And then he had Adam Cole and Christian Cage come out with FTR afterwards. What an awful Dynamite last night, bro. Even if you're an AEW sicko, you can't sit here and defend last night's show. So awful. Worst AEW Dynamite of 2026. And I see
just for trivia, half of the people that wrestled Revolution weren't on this show.
Yeah, Adam Page wasn't there. MJF wasn't there.
He did go to Disneyland, though.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a smart guy. He'd rather be at Disneyland than appear on this shit show.
And I saw the Collision card. I don't even want to... we seen the Collision card, not the spoilers, but it looks just as bad.
There was no Willow. There was no Harley. There was no Kyle Fletcher. There was no Tekla or Statlander. None of these people were on Dynamite.
Last night's show felt so last minute. It was felt like throwing darts at the fucking wall and hoping
there was no Bandito. There was no Brody King. Andrade was in a backstage segment. Literally, none of these people appeared on the show live. Literally. This is how you follow up a good pay-per-view. The pay-per-view was good. This is how you follow up on it.
Yeah. Oh, well, it's March Madness. It's the NBA playoffs, and they have Collision started with the NBA March Slam. Who cares? They're coming out of... This is a post-pay-per-view Dynamite. There is no excuse. And the Revolution was actually a good show, and then you follow up with this? What a terrible fucking shit show, bro.
The main event featuring Rocky Romero and Trent Beretta.
Who asked for that?
Embarrassing. Fucking embarrassing. This is the match that wouldn't even be booked on main event. This is a match that wouldn't even be booked for Speed. Why is this in the main event of Dynamite? There's that trios match.
We got Darby and Allin and friends still feuding with the dogs, by the way.
We're still getting Tony Storm and Marina Shafir. Oh, terrible.
Absolutely atrocious show was last night's Dynamite. Absolutely fucking atrocious. Worst Dynamite of 2026. Hands down. If you defend this, you're the root of the fucking problem. Even if you're an AEW sicko, you can't sit here and defend what we got.
I gotta get out of here right now. You can continue. With your...
That is the talk, though, by the way. But by the way, that is the talk of episode 17. We appreciate you guys for joining us, though. And Adam Carl, last other words before we get the hell out of here.
This was fantastic. You know, we ranted, we entertained.
Even an hour late. I know we usually start at 9:30 on Thursdays in the morning, but it was an hour late. But still, like you said, ranted, raved. You know, like you said.
We laughed.
Yes.
And this was a great show. Can't wait for episode 18.
Yep, that would be March 26th on Thursday. 9:30 though this time. Not an hour late though this time. So we promise you that.
Yeah, so take care, everyone.
But we appreciate you guys for stopping by. Hit the like on the video, subscribe to Furious Nation, hit the bell for all notifications, and go follow me on X, FioriNick579, Adam Carl at AdamCarl2005. All the good stuff. We appreciate you guys for stopping by. You guys showed up big. You guys are awesome. We'll see you next week for episode 18, March 26th, 9:30 a.m. next week. Enjoy the rest of your Thursday. We'll see you next week for episode 18. Take care, guys, and peace out.